no other like his, grabbing onto my soul, rising up from the mist, pulling me in. I don't wanna let go, settling in another great show. Talk of the town, right here's where it's at. Show him some love, super chat, chat, chat.
Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I hope you're having a good day. Happy Friday. I've had a busy day. I was on the Grace Curley show earlier today. Hit a couple great topics. I think I had one of my better shows on the phone today on the Grace show. I'm gonna listen back to it later, and I'll let you know. I'm definitely gonna edit that up and post it up on our YouTube. Great to be on there every Friday. We've talked a lot about true crime and some local politics as well. A lot of fun. Also did a lot of dog walks. I started off the day streaming quickly 2 minute arraignment of New England Patriots player Stephon Diggs for an assault he allegedly did on a personal chef of his who asked for payment. Apparently he got mad when she asked for payment. He was in court today. It was the quickest thing I've ever seen. 2 minute arraignment, Dedham. They did him a big favor over there in Dedham Court. Maybe we'll play some of that today, but I wanted to talk about Karen Reed just quickly and review the civil hearing that a lot of us didn't see yesterday because it wasn't really streamed on a lot of channels. I missed it. I guess there's another hearing on Tuesday. Not much happened at this hearing, but a few things did. I briefly viewed some of it. I want to watch all of it. I figured we'd all watch it together and comment on this judge. This judge seems like he's ready for business. He's ready to go. Unlike Judge Bev. I think Karen's civil trial is going to be interesting. And on Tuesday's the next hearing. It's also the day that I'm having an eye procedure done. So we'll see if I'm able to stream it. Hopefully I'm out of court by then. I mean, out of the doctor's office. I also had some doctor stuff going on today. Jesus, I've been so busy. I'm catching up on all my medical tests, my labs, my physical stuff I never did before because I'm getting old. I'm going to the doctor. I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I'm getting an eye procedure. Jesus Christ, man. Getting old sucks, but you got to do it. You got to get those checkups, especially those cancer checkup, colonoscopies, all that stuff. Got to make sure you're healthy. Enough about that. Enough about the my life is woe. And I also was up late last night. I did a show last night, which was fun. We did a show on Savannah Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie, which came up today on the Grace Curley show. So I'm glad I did that. Um, and then after that, I jumped on that space last night with the koalas and the kangaroos, and it got a little spicy. I kind of said some things I haven't said in a while. I don't know if people caught that. I didn't see anyone clip it. I don't know if anyone's coming at me in the YouTube world. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll all start thrashing me again because I spoke too much truth. But I think I was fair. I think I was fair to everybody last night. I didn't even agree with all the koalas. That's the funny thing. It was good though. I enjoy it. Babs, yeah, Babs. I love Astro. I love Astro's voice. Oh my God, she's got the. I love those Southern ladies. I really do. I got a thing for Southern ladies. Those voices. They're all. Babs is fired up. I love Babs. It was fun. It was it was a late night. I was falling asleep at certain points, and then I'd hear my name. I'd wake up, and then at a certain point, I go like, I gotta go to bed. I cannot stay up all night. It was fun. I figured I might continue it today a little bit. One of the things I saw today was Sean McDonough did a great show. He's got a great co-host. This another cop who has a lot of martial arts experience, and Sean was going through the Enrique Delgado Garcia situation with the Mass State Police. Brought a lot to the table today. I was very interested in that. Sean was the first one to put a picture up of one of the people who was actually recently charged on this, one of the 4 Mass State Police. Sean had it from the very beginning. And I also had a piece of it too, which is still not all of it been confirmed, but some of the reporting I put out there has been confirmed too. And it's very interesting, but Sean McDonough really nailed it, and so did an LTL. And I was talking about that on the space last night. It was good just to kind of let loose, just say my piece. Um, yeah, Savannah Guthrie. I don't know what's going on with Nancy Guthrie. We may cover that tonight. Maybe I'll come back. I don't know. It's like if it's just nothing going on tonight, I feel like it's just wasting our time. But if there's any developments, I may come back later tonight. Definitely going to be editing that Grace Curley interview up. I'll probably post that either later tonight or tomorrow on the YouTube. If you haven't subscribed yet, if it's your first time here, if you've been here before and you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and hit all notifications. Make sure you have all notifications. Even if you're subscribed right now, check it. Make sure you're getting all of our notifications. All right, so let's throw this up here. This is thanks to Law and Crime for recording this Zoom. We're just going to go over it. And it's only about a half hour. It's going to be a quick show. Like I said, I'm pretty tired today. I'm exhausted. That was a late night for me. Double duty. It's good to be back, though. I just got to say, it's good to be back. I also pinned it in the chat. If anyone wants to call in today, anyone wants to discuss this, has a question, a comment, you got the link. It's pinned to the chat right now. The link is pinned to the chat. Especially Josie. I would love to hear from Josie. She was amazing today on Sean McDonough's show. She was the third wheel, I would say, on the show. And she called in and she brought a lot to the table today. If she wants to speak at all on Enrique Delgado Garcia and anything that she was talking about on that show today, because she is very detail oriented, and she basically read the entire transcript from the press conference with David Maher and just kind of went through every detail of it. She's amazing. So if you're still here, Josie, and you want to call in today, please do so. All right, let's go. Doesn't start right up. Hold on.
Ken.
Great, thank you so much. Are we anticipating any other attorneys logging in for this hearing? It looks like I have at least one person from each party,
I'm
but
gonna
just want to
rewind it
make
a little bit. I
sure.
want to hear his name if he says his name. I want to rewind. It's not rewinding. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen.
From each party. Any other?
Yes, we can.
There we go.
Good afternoon,
gonna wait a
council. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Perfect.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Great, thank you so much. Are we anticipating any other attorneys logging in for this hearing? It looks like I have at least one person from each party, but just want to make sure.
Nobody else from the plaintiff.
Great.
On.
Oh, no, this is. Yes. It's a reminder telling us to get on the. Oh, we're on it.
Now we're just waiting for the judge. We're waiting for the judge. And I did mute myself for a second. It's like Hollywood Squares here. Totally Hollywood Squares. We got 9 attorneys in 8 boxes, and the 9th box on the bottom is the judge. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'm used to saying the kangaroo, but it's the koala, not the kangaroo anymore. Yeah, the kangaroo left the barn or something. The kangaroo is no longer in that crew. I think when JFK was talking about it, he's going, we got a kangaroo, we got a flip ahead, we got a koala. Remember that space? He called it's like all the farm animals, but I'm not trying to put those folks down. I like them all, most of them. It's just funny. It was just funny. Yeah, it is. It's so funny, especially Astro. Astro is so sweet, and then when she gets angry, it's so funny. Babs is just funny as hell too. Yeah, the kangaroo hopped out. I don't know what happened to that kangaroo. The kangaroo tried to come at me one point. It said something like asking me some accusation question, and I was just like, "I'm blocking you." Like, like who the fuck are you? What is your business? Get away from me. You know what I mean? It's just like it's wild how people get. I just laugh. It's like you hop to the other side, you stay on that side. You don't have access to me anymore. Now and see, I don't even listen. I don't know what he's saying anymore. People said he said some shit about my phone call, my text messages. I never even listened. I don't even know what he said. I don't know what he said. So people are like, you need to respond to that, and I'm like, I don't even know what he said. So how can I respond to it? Someone has to clip it for me. I don't even give a shit anymore. You know, it's like so much shit's been said. Who cares at this point? We're still waiting for the judge. See, we're filling in with chat talk. Anything you want to know? There were a few questions that came up last night in the space. I didn't get to address. I did kind of fall asleep last night, but if anyone's here and has a question for me, now is the time while we're waiting for this judge to show up, and me not wanting to skip ahead and miss anything. Yeah, exactly. I mean, or twist it, or like it's not. Sometimes I don't even think it's lying. It's just he sees things differently. He saw it differently than really what it was. That's my takeaway. My thing is, I'm not looking to go to war with any of these people. I'm just at certain times though, I might speak out. I might say something because you know what? They've said a lot of shit, and none of them are apologizing. None of them are tamping it down. I have more game. That's funny. I don't consider myself to have any game. I just do what I think is right. That's I guess that's a game, right? That's the thing, Natalie, Diana. After the show, I'm trying to get it in and stick in the space. I'm going. If you notice, I kept getting kicked out. It's because I kept going outside to have a smoke. I mean, Christ,
Good
you've been
afternoon,
working
Your
all
Honor. May I
day.
proceed?
You want that
Good
reward?
afternoon, everyone. The matter before the court is civil action number 2483 CV
Here
00692.
we go.
Paul O'Keefe, individually and personal representative of the estate of John Joseph O'Keefe III et al. Versus CNC Hospitality LLC et al. Your Honor, parties are all present via Zoom.
Okay, seems like we have at least one attorney for all parties.
Correct,
Thank-
Your Honor.
Are we waiting on anyone?
No, we're not, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's talk first, Attorney Diller, about the status of the plaintiff's efforts to access discovery that was provided by the defendant Reed.
Still gotta say, if we're talking about people I brought, I'd say I helped bring JFK. The JFK was watching what I was doing. I know he probably would have found out about Karen Reed on his own. He's probably, but I think he was watching my Facebook. We were Facebook friends. And then I was going nuts on it, and I saw him stop posting about it. Then I saw him do the video, and I was like, God damn, let's do this, you know? So that's one I'm really proud of is JFK. I love JFK. So there you go. And Nan, I think Nan would have been involved too, because I think people were already asking her to be on shows, but I did get her on a show first. So I want to thank Nan Laferio for coming in, Attorney Nan Gallagher, last night on the show. That was a lot of fun. I love having her. She's a great guest. And I love JFK too. So, all right, let's play a little more. Let's play a little more. We just get started.
As of 3:00 p.m., Your Honor, the newest load file was still loading and mapping to our system. And that's as of 3 p.m. today. It looks like it's working, but it is still loading. And that was
Okay.
the status for the last couple of days.
So that would be consistent with the court's efforts to try and access the information, because our IT department has experienced some issues during the download process. And in fact, in several...
I love how I threw this one up a couple times. Philip P. Holbrook, 4174. He's got some strong feelings. I love how strong your feelings are. I love it. I'm loving that. I'm glad that you're so fired up. Yes, I brought the bum. I'm the reason for the bum. For that bum. I mean, let's do a poll. Who would you be more proud of? Would you be more proud to have brought Ray from Dallas into Free Karen Reed after 2 Karen Reed trials, or to bring JFK in after the first trial, or even during the first trial? It was during the first trial. And have JFK have Kevin Higgins call in. Brian Higgins, excuse me. Kevin Albert, Brian Higgins. Which would you be more proud of? I think that's going to be the poll question. Would you be more proud that you brought Ray from Dallas into Free Karen Reed after the fact, or you brought in JFK right in the middle of it all? Which one would you be more proud of? If you're brain dead, I know which way you're voting. If you're smart, you know who you're voting for. Let's do the poll.
instances, the download failed after running for hours, requiring a restart. I mean, we have about 12 of the 15 files in the first batch, but you can't review any of the contents until all 15 files have been downloaded and combined. So I guess who's going to speak on behalf of the plaintiffs? I mean, on behalf of Ms. Reed.
I am, Your Honor, Attorney Rosenberg.
Okay, so what do you suggest everyone's supposed to do?
So just to be clear, what Mr. Diller is describing is different than what it sounds like Your Honor just described. We've been working with the plaintiffs and their e-discovery folks a lot since our last status conference last week. And they are at the point where they have access to all of the documents. They have certain load files which provide certain types of metadata. The last additional piece of metadata they asked for, we provided, and that load file is just processing within the e-discovery software that they use. So they're not having trouble downloading it or accessing any of the documents. What we know is, according to Mr. Diller's office, as well as the e-discovery consultant that they're using, is that this latest load file appears, I won't say they've said this definitively yet, because they have not, but they've said that it appears that it provides what they need. So Mr. Diller's referring to the loading, which is fine, but it's not the same as not being able to download or access them. I've had lengthy conversations with all 3 other parties to confirm that everyone is able to access all of the documents. We're working through normal, issues when 1 million pages of documents have been requested and produced. But I don't believe that any of the other parties are having the kind of issue that you just described, Your Honor. And obviously, if you would like, we're happy to connect with the court's IT folks who are looking at these to address anything that you would like us to.
Well, no, that's all right. I appreciate the offer, but I mean, at this point, Attorney Rosenberg, it's not like I want to read all the documents. I mean, the issue is making sure everyone has access to them. Okay?
I figured, but I thought I would ask, Your Honor.
So, you know, I should have made a record of everyone that's here. So Attorney Diller's here on behalf of the plaintiffs. Who else is here on behalf of the plaintiffs?
I am, Your Honor, BB Fell.
Okay, anyone else? All right, and I see Attorney Halstag on behalf of CNC. I see Attorney Hassett on behalf of Waterfall. I
Yes,
see.
ma'am.
Who else on behalf of Ms. Reed?
Your Honor, Damon Seligson on behalf of Ms. Reed.
Your Honor, Thomas
Okay.
Tang on behalf of Ms. Reed.
They always try and tag team us all, right? With multiple appearances here.
And Your Honor, Sarah Shipley also for Ms. Reed.
Oh, okay. There's a new participant. Welcome, Attorney Shipley.
Thank you, Your
So-
Honor.
Do any of the other parties want to comment on their efforts to access, again, just the discovery that's been produced by Ms. Reed electronically? Okay, no takers. I think we have to try and.
Judge, I was
The
just going
issue-
to add, excuse me for interrupting, David Hassett. I was just
Go
going to
ahead.
add, Judge, we have been on the phone as well with Attorney Rosenberg and his e-discovery vendor. And it appears that the remedy for our problem is going to be a different discovery. Instead of a PDF form, it's going to be in a TIFF form, which is going to be reproduced to us in the expected time frame for that to convert it to the new platform, which should be accessible to us as middle of next week. And that is as of this morning, Your Honor.
Thank you. So, unfortunately, I anticipate this might be a problem going forward. And so I want to try and make sure we get ahead of it. So I'm going to order that all the parties participate in a conference regarding electronically stored information. And the purpose of that conference is for the parties to develop a plan relative to the discovery of electronically stored information. And you can take a look at Rule 26F2C for the issues to be discussed at that conference. And consistent with the rule, I'm going to order that the parties on or before the end of business on March 3rd file with the court a plan and a statement concerning any issues upon which the parties can't agree. And the parties can include as well whether there are any issues remaining relative to accessing the discovery that Ms. Reed has produced so far. And we're going to have a Rule 16 a Rule 16 conference about electronically stored information on March 5th at 3 p.m. And I understand you may all think it's kind of overkill, but we've been dealing with this issue for too long, and I want to avoid the issue coming up in the future relative to other electronically stored information. So now anyone else want to offer anything on those issues? Okay, so now let's talk about the depositions. The parties provided me, the parties identified, if you can believe it, 61 depositions they wish to take collectively. And unfortunately, only 20 of those depositions were duplicates. So that's 41 depositions that have to take place. And it appears that Attorney Reed's attorneys are the only ones that have noticed any depositions, unless I misread the filings of the parties. So have any of the other parties noticed any of the depositions? Okay.
No, Your Honor.
So,
Not for formal dates, Your Honor. We had previously noticed some, but those were stayed and now aren't on our list.
all right, but I've only been on this case since November. And it's concerning to me that since then, there hasn't been one deposition that's been taken. And as I said at one of the earlier court hearings, you know, you're all doing nothing, and I'm not saying that in a negative way, but doing nothing about depositions, and you're doing it at your own risk. And I've said that in some of the other pleadings. See, we got to get some of these things moving along. And I don't want to have to keep having court hearings, but it appears I'm going to have a few more than I wanted to. So, does anyone want to talk about any deposition issues?
No, Your Honor, for Ms. Reed, as you said, we've noticed.
Quick question that came in about who's Karen's attorneys. Number one, the one on the bottom to the left, so kind of the middle square on the bottom row. That's Aaron Rosenberg. That's one of Karen's attorneys. The top right square is one of her other attorneys. That's the Selig. Am I saying that right? Seligman? Well, let me just look it up and make sure I get the name right. Damon Seligson. Damon Seligson. So that's top right is her attorney, and the bottom row, middle, is also her attorney. I'm not sure if there are any others. Like the guy on the bottom left, I can't even see it because Law and Crime has the logo over it, so we can't even see that one. But I think that might be it.
Every deposition that's on the notice that we filed with the court, they're scheduled roughly to begin in March. There's a lot of them, so I think we've got the outside is on July 1st. But you know, there's not a ton of dates in between those dates. We've tried to put everything on the calendar in a way that works, understanding that there may be some that need to move around a bit. But just to give you a sense
Diller's there too.
from
He's
a
another one of
scheduling
her attorneys.
standpoint where the parties
she's
are
got
with
3
just
attorneys
our
there.
depositions on the schedule.
Actually, I'm going to
The
rewind that.
problem that
I
I see occurring is that if we don't get other depositions on the schedule, then it's just going to...
Sorry, I talked over him. I'm just going to rewind that a little bit. So she has at least 3 attorneys there. So second row, far right is her attorney. Top row, far right is her attorney. And bottom row in the middle is her attorney. Those are her 3 attorneys, definitely. Not sure on the other ones. I think that might be it. Or let me see. Might be one more too. Jesus, she might even have 4. She's got at least 3 attorneys there. I think that might be it. She's got a lot of attorneys here, and that doesn't even include Alan Jackson's not there. Or Liza Little, or the other guy. She's got 3 attorneys from that firm too. It's a lot of, this is why she needs fundraising. Last night JFK did a fundraiser. I'm not sure how much money he raised because I was in the space. I wanted to get over there, but I had too much. I had my own show. I was trying to watch LTL for a minute. So much going on last night. All right, let's rewind that a little bit. I was talking.
The problem that I see occurring is that if we don't get other depositions on the schedule, then it's just going to extend discovery too long. And you'll note to date, I haven't extended the discovery deadline. And it remains that discovery deadline of sometime in August. So I think the parties need to get together. Maybe you can use the benefit of all being on a Zoom for the conference about electronically stored information to try and map out a plan for discovery. So I'm going to schedule a conference for March 31st at 3 o'clock, again by Zoom, as all these hearings have been and will be, for a report on the status of depositions and discovery, as well as any other discovery issues that may arise between now and then. Any issues with that date from anyone?
Wow, you raised over $2,500
Are there any other issues that the plaintiff would like to discuss?
Your Honor,
See why I'm proud? There you go, $2,500. I'll take credit for that. I raised that money. I'll be one of those guys. I'm taking credit for other people's work now. How am I doing? How am I doing now, guys? Let's look at this poll. Who would you be? Joe Biffle corrected me. I said prouder. Who would you be more proud to introduce to Free Karen Reed? I'm tired. JFK is winning that poll with 69%. That's 7 out of 10 people agree. JFK is the one to be proud of, not Ray. Ray only gets 9% here. Neither is second place with 20%. And only 3% say both. I want to know who are the 3% that say both. That's like oil. You like oil and vinegar? You like, I mean, it just, it's funny. The 3% of the trolls. Those are the real trolls. I like them both. Come on. Nobody likes them both. I could see neither. I could see 20% say neither. But Jesus. 7 out of 10, they like JFK. He's the one.
as it relates to accessing the documents, which is what started this dialogue today, one of the issues that we have as it relates to the depositions is we want to have the benefit of being able to navigate those documents. I can share with you that we were advised, based on what was sent to the court, that what was turned over in discovery was each of the 66 notices of discovery from the Commonwealth. When we issued our requests for documents, there were 37 requests with subparts. Request number 1 asked for the 66 notices of discovery. Request number 2 through 37, maybe there's an overlap, maybe there's not. Part of the problem we're running into is being able to figure out what's compliant with those requests and what's not. It formed a basis for us to have previously served a motion to compel. Specifically, we were requesting the load files, which we have since gotten, and which is what is continuing to be loaded so that they become more usable for us. But number 2 was we requested that we be provided some index about what was provided in response to the 37 requests that we have, so that we can at least understand if there are documents that.
So, you know what? I'm glad you guys reiterated it. I'm glad I stepped back and rewound it a little bit. This guy who's speaking right now, Diller, I was wrong. He's not Karen Reed's attorney. I'd seen him previously. I forgot. He's with the plaintiffs. He's not Karen Reed's attorney. That is not Karen Reed's attorney. Wow. Interesting.
We are expecting that are not forthcoming. We can move to compel them if there are documents that there's no privilege logs been provided to date, so I'm not aware of anything that's being claimed as privilege. But we're just trying to navigate that discovery so that we can take these depositions and access the document. So would the court be inclined to suggest that there be some index of those documents as provided? I know that there is an index for each of the 66 notices of death.
What's an index? This is funny. This guy represents the O'Keefe family. He is the O'Keefe's lawyer.
Deposition, but as it relates to what was requested, it will take us time to
He
match
represents the
those up to
gatekeepers.
figure out
I
what's
just looked it up.
related
It's
once
confirmed.
we have a usable access to them.
Yes.
Your Honor, if I could respond to that.
Well, let me ask a question first. Attorney Diller, have you spoken with Attorney Rosenberg on the issue?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Attorney Rosenberg.
So first of all, there's no motion to compel before you, Your Honor. And Attorney Diller is asking you to, quote, provide guidance. It's not guidance. What he's asking you to do is change what Rule 26 says about what, and Rule 34 says about what we have to do. Well, here's exactly what happened.
You see him? So Rosenberg spanking this dude. Did you see him roll his eyes, Diller? Let's rewind that. Look at when he said that. He looked like he just got punched in the face. Oh my God. That was awesome. That was the best part of this. Watch this. Watch him roll his eyes. Look at, see how his eyes are closed? Oh, this is awesome. Watch this. It's like, first of all, Emma Effa, we don't have to do that at all. You're not going to have us index bullshit. Look at him. He's laughing. Rosenberg, this guy's good. He is good already. I already like him. Rosenberg. He just spanked this Diller, this smarmy Diller. Look at this. Watch this again.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Attorney Rosenberg.
So first of all, there's no motion to compel before you, Your Honor. And Attorney Diller is asking you to, quote, provide guidance. It's not guidance.
Look at his eyes.
What he's
Oh my God. Are you guys seeing this? Oh my God. Enlarge it. You have to enlarge it. Look at his eyes. His eyes are popping out of his head. I'm going to make myself small so everyone can see it better on the screen. Fucking hilarious. Look at his eyes. He's like he just saw a friggin' ghost. Rosenberg's like, no effing way, dude. That's not what that's not what we're doing. That's not what the procedure is. You're out of your league, bro. Look at this guy. Look at his eyes. Deer in the headlights. That's exactly what it is. He's got the deer in the headlights. And even when the judge said, Mr. Rosenberg's smiling because he knows what's coming. He's about to throw the hammer down on this guy. I love this. I love this shit. Yeah, isn't Dilla the one? Is he the one that got Karen's emails and won't return them? Did you see about that too? Oh, I was just stomping my feet. I was laughing so hard at this. This is funny. This is worth it. This is worth the 30-minute boring hearing just to see this shit between these two lawyers.
Asking you to do is change what Rule 26 says about what, and Rule 34 says about what we have to do. Well, here's exactly what happened. Plaintiff.
I want to play it one more time. This is too good. This is too good. His eyes, look at him. He can't deal. He's like, oh shit.
Held before you, Your Honor. And Attorney Diller is asking you to, quote, provide guidance. It's not guidance. What he's asking you to do is change what Rule 26 says about what, and Rule 34 says about what we have to do. Well, here's exactly what happened. Plaintiff served document. Well, this
Hang on, Attorney Rosenberg. Excuse me for cutting you off, but there's no motion. I don't want to have to hear these types of issues without the parties.
The judge is like, dude, I know you're about to smack this dude down. Let me just stop you there. I don't need you to smack this guy down anymore. Just this is bullshit. We both know it. Let's just move on.
Haven't spoken. All right? So
I agree, Your Honor.
I agree, he says. I wish these friggin' supervisors at the Mass State Police did this for Enrique Delgado Garcia when he was getting his ass kicked. I wish they stepped in and said, hey, you know what? We don't need any more of that. It's done. We don't need you to send you in 2 days in a row to fight somebody that you're outmatched with. That's what this judge just did. He just cut him off. He was just like, yeah, you already won that. Like, let's just stop right there. Like, we're not going to do this. I know you're destroying the guy and it's funny, but let's just move on.
And if you need to come to court, that's what we're here for.
Understood.
But
Understood, Your Honor.
please communicate with each other as best you can. I'll throw that in at the end, okay?
Understood, Your Honor. Thank you. I don't need to respond if you're inclined to wait for a motion.
Any other issues, Attorney Diller, that the plaintiff would like to raise?
As it relates to the noticing of depositions, I appreciate that we provided a list today to the court, which totals 41 separate depositions between all the parties. And I appreciate that as of either yesterday or today, the Reed team actually served notices. But to the extent that I'd ask for the court's indulgence as we move through to navigate this process on trying to accommodate the scheduling of them amongst the four parties. We intend to cooperate and deploy as many resources as possible in order to get through all those depositions. But I just wanted to say that those dates that have been noticed as of today aren't dates that necessarily work with our calendars. And so we'll be working through that process before we meet next time. Just wanted
I'm sure there are dates that aren't going to work for many of the attorneys, so I also anticipate experienced attorneys should be able to work out those issues and be reasonable. Anything else, Attorney Diller?
No, thanks, Your Honor.
Okay. Attorney Olstag on behalf of CNC. Anything?
I have nothing, Your Honor.
Okay. Attorney Hassett?
Judge, nothing further at this time.
Thanks. Attorney Rosenberg?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll see you all on March 5th. Anything else comes up, just get a hold of the clerk.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
And
Judge.
I'll see some of you on Tuesday as well.
Right, right.
Yes, sir.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thanks very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Okay, so just for the record, this matter is continued to February 17th, 2026 at 3 p.m. for that motion hearing. It's further continued to March 5th, 2026 at 3 p.m. for the Rule 16 conference and March 31st at 3 p.m. for the status conference. Thank you.
So this Tuesday, 3 p.m., then March 5th at 3 p.m., and then March 31st at 3 p.m. Those are the next three hearings. So Tuesday, it looks like there's going to be a big motions hearing. Oh, man, I hope I'm done with my eye procedure and I'm able to stream. I'm going to try to stream that if possible once I get home from the doctors, if I'm still alive. We'll see what happens. Tuesday's the eye procedure day for me. And there's also the Canton Select Board that night. So that should be a big day for us streaming-wise. And big news just broke, folks. Did you see this news? This is friggin' huge. This is so perfect timing for me, too. A judge has just denied a special prosecutor access to Karen Reed's phones. This is amazing. This is what Karen, when she came on the Calling All Beings fundraiser show with us all, this is what she's been so worried about. This is what she told me she was so worried about. As this judge was still trying to get access to her phone to try to indict her. And it looked like, from the last hearing, it looked like Judge Krupp was going to allow it, but now he's not. Phone search warrant has been denied. This just came out. 4:13 p.m. for Boston 25. An illegal setback for the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. A judge has denied a request by a special prosecutor to analyze 2 iPhones belonging to Karen Reed. Wow, this is huge for Karen. Karen has probably had the biggest sigh of relief today. The ruling by Judge Peter Krupp prevents investigators, at least for now, from searching the devices which were seized in January 2024 as part of a witness intimidation investigation. While the specific rationale for the denial remains under seal, Reed's attorney Benjamin Urbelis suggested that the prosecution's delay played a critical role in the judge's decision. Really, how long it took that they've been stringing her along on this fishing expedition. I can't even speak today. I'm so excited on this fishing expedition. I think the fact that it took 19 months for them to even apply for a warrant after was a significant factor, Urbelis said. And in an interview, we're all surprised that this is still going on, aren't we all? The investigation centers on Reed's communications with Aidan Carney. Oh, they misspelled Aidan. That's funny. Aidan, guys. I wonder if they're trolling him. Sometimes trolls misspell it. with Aiden Carney, the digital content creator known as Turtle Boy, the face of the Free Karen Reed movement. A previous attempt by the Commonwealth to indict Reed and Carney together on witness intimidation charges was unsuccessful. Despite the warrant to search the phones being denied, the devices remain in the custody of the state police. Urbella stated that he immediately requested their return following the ruling, but the Commonwealth has yet to hand them over. Now listen to this. Cosgrove, in an email statement, said the phones were seized via a legal warrant. Their return typically requires a judicial order, which has not yet been issued. So there's still a fight over these phones. Even though this has been denied, it's not over. That's the funniest shit. It looks like it's over, but it might not be. Cosgrove argued that the government must retain the devices to protect the integrity of the evidence and guard against any possible tampering or erasure of the contents. The prosecution now has a 30-day window to file an appeal or a motion for reconsideration regarding the search warrant. So it's not over. It looks like it's over. It looks good for Karen right now. This was very good news for her. It makes sense to us that the time to make a careful decision, Cosgrove wrote. Meanwhile, the defense is not waiting. A hearing is scheduled for next week, where Reed's legal team is expected to formally ask Judge Krupp to order the immediate return of the iPhone. So this is, wow. I wonder what day, if it's on Tuesday morning when I'm on eye surgery, I will be so upset. Please be Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. I want to watch this live. Wow. So it looks like there's going to be a hearing this week, next week, about Karen Reed's phones and whether the district attorney's office actually has to return them now that the warrant has been denied. Wow, this is great news for Karen Reed. God, she's been under stress on this for so long. People don't realize that they've been threatening her with this felony witness intimidation charge, and in a murder trial, it's a 10-year sentence. It's a 10-year bid, up to 10-year prison sentence for that type of charge. It's a serious felony. It's not even a minor felony. It's a friggin' serious felony that usually requires some time in jail. Because it's not just regular witness intimidation. This is a murder trial. They upgrade it. That's what freaked me out so much back in the day. Even the thought of that. That's why Aiden's looking at so much time. Wow, this is good news for Karen. Hopefully she gets her phones back, and hopefully she's free and clear, and hopefully that gives her more opportunity to speak out too with less fear. I know what that's like, even just having a little taste of it just for a few weeks. It was kind of terrifying. I don't get terrified of anything. I don't care who shows up. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not afraid of physical fights, but the law enforcement with their guns and badges, a 10-year prison sentence, that shit's scary. And to have it hanging over your head for years now. This is good. This is great for Karen. I'm happy for her. Wow, I'm glad this happened while we were alive. This is amazing news, people. Oh, now we have people arguing in the chat about Turtle Boy, huh? Guys, just let it go. We don't need to argue in the chat about him. Some people have their made up, made up. Someone said he's going to jail. I don't want to see him go to jail on those charges just because it hurts journalism, But he has made his bed, like he did a lot of crazy shit. Let's be serious, and he acts like he can do no wrong. It is what it is. I'm glad it's not me. And I'm glad that Karen is one step closer. Karen is one step closer to being free. Will Cosgrove reapply Absolutely, I'm sure he will, but will he get it? I mean, that's the thing. To reapply, he has to have something new. You know, because if he reapplies on the same shit, the judge is just going to say, dude, you just wasted your shot. Like, what are you doing? You're wasting our time. If he reapplies, he has to have something new. So, only if he has something new that he thinks will work. That's why he wants to hold on to the phones, right? So far, Judge Krupp is coming through for Karen Reed. Wow, I did not expect that. This is huge. I'm just reading. Yeah, Ramona, you were right. You were right. That did happen today. I don't know if it's quite over though. I mean, it looks to be over. It's pretty close to over. If you read the story, Cosgrove still has the phones. He has the right to reapply. So it's not quite over, but this was like, a big battle and a big win in the war. And it's probably the last big battle. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see what happens. You never know. Cosgrove could pull out a Hail Mary. I mean, this is going to be great. This next week, we're going to see them back in court, in criminal court, with her attorney, Urbellis, saying, give us those phones back, Cosgrove. Give us the phones back. They're going to have a motion, and they're going to try to get those phones back from Krupp. And Krupp might say, you know what? We're going to give you the phones back. Or he might say, we're going to wait 30 days. We're going to give Cosgrove his 30 days. That's probably, I bet that's what Krupp does. He probably says, we'll give you 30 days. You got 30 days for an appeal. We'll hold the phone for 30 more days, and then you got to give them back. That could be what Krupp does. Or he could just say, it's over. Give her phone back. 2 phones, give them back. So, and even if she gets the phones back, they could still try to re-indict her. But can they? I mean, that's the thing. If they've already gotten turned down for this warrant, what do they have? They have to have a lot more to get the warrant. You know what I mean? So this looks good for Karen Reed. This is like this is the beginning of the end, it looks like. Or the end of the end. I don't know. It's whatever we want to call it. It's a big win for Karen Reed. It's not over. I wouldn't say it's over, but it's close to over. And the phones hopefully are to be returned. I mean, that hasn't happened yet. There's no ruling on that. But what the judge said today is, yeah, you don't have a warrant. You're not getting access. We can't let you search those phones unless you come up with a better reason here, bro. Awesome. Awesome. This is in front of Judge Krupp, not Canoni. I'm excited. I'm just reading the chat now. How's everything going? Anyone want to call in? Any comments you want to celebrate with me about Karen Reed right now? Or you want to comment on the civil trial or anything else with Epstein or even Savannah Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie? I just wonder if anything's going on over there with Nancy Guthrie right now. We're still waiting for Pima County to ever do a press conference again. I mean, it's unbelievable. The Pima County sheriffs, with all the shit being thrown at them, nationally and locally and on YouTube, about the pizzas. We were talking about it today on Grace Curley show about how all of a sudden after the pizza delivery happened, they got an Amazon delivery on film. JLR got it on film. They had an Amazon delivery. The crime scene is still unsecured. The FBI seems not like to be leading the investigation. And this Pima County sheriff hasn't had any press conferences. And they basically, detained somebody and then let them go, and they haven't said anything about that. Like this whole thing with Nancy Guthrie is a scandal and a half. It's unbelievable. I mean, this is a famous person with hundreds of people in the media sitting outside her house. Can you imagine if it was you or I where no one gave a shit? I mean, if this is how they handle like a high profile case, how do they handle the low profile cases? You know? I guess he's pushing back the sheriff. Come out and do a press conference, bro. Do a press conference. Stop talking to picking and choosing journalists to speak to right now off the record. Go do a press conference, Pima County Sheriff. I'm just checking to see if there's any news on that. Yeah, they haven't done anything. No comment today from Pima County. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. How not to handle a PR crisis. Oh, yeah, there's an Epstein petition. It's up on my Twitter. There's an Epstein petition for the victims. The victims are asking people to sign it. Make sure you share it, spread it around, let people know about it. Support the victims. Well, let me find the petition. I'll put it in our. That's a good point. Let's throw that up in the chat. If you're a mod, maybe you can beat me to the punch and throw it in the chat right now. The link to it, because I want to pin that as well before we leave. Yeah, amazing news today for Karen Reed. I'm so excited. And the fact that JFK, I'm seeing people donating today. I'm seeing people donating to the Karen Reed Civil Fund again today. A lot of that is because of what JFK show did last night. I'm looking for the link. Maybe I'm gonna check the stream. Did you guys already post it in there? Did TMZ get another email today, or was that yesterday? I'm still looking for that petition. I post too much on Twitter. Here it is. We're gonna post it up. And Nancy Mace and some of these Congress people are going crazy, and I'm crazy in a good way. They're like doing videos. They're throwing down on this Epstein stuff. We could probably play some of their videos today too. But that is the link. That should be the link. Let's put it up on the screen right now, if I can. Transparency now demand DOJ accountability in the Epstein case. Sign that petition. It's to the Attorney General. Sign the petition. Yeah, it looks like these Congress people are not going to let this Epstein thing go away, too. Let's bring up Nancy Mace. She had some stuff to say. I think I played that yesterday, actually, though. Unless she did something new. Let's see what Nancy's doing today, because she's been going off. She just said today, accountability is coming. All right, here's Nancy Mace today. Let's. We are prepared to go full-blown scorched earth for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein and his friends, with no regard to our personal or professional detriment. That's what I love to hear. She doesn't give a shit. She doesn't care how it burns her. She's holding the line. And she even called out some of the women. She said, how sick is it that some of these women were recruiting other women as victims? Sickness. So we're going to be covering all these stories. The Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie, is a big story right now. Some people are like, why are you covering that? I'm like, because so many people are interested in it. Anytime we touch it, shit blows up. That's why. People want to hear about it. But that story's going to go away eventually. They're either going to find her, or they're going to arrest somebody, or nothing's going to happen. She just disappeared and we'll never hear from her again. I mean, that story I feel like is going to kind of go away. They'll, maybe there'll be a trial and that will keep it going for a while. But this Epstein thing, I think this is going to go on for like the next 10, 15 years. Like this is going to be, and the same thing with Karen Reed. Karen Reed is going to be a multi-year thing going on with the civil trial and the aftermath and the books and the movies and it's just going to go on for a while. And I think with the Epstein thing, this is going to be a decade. And this is going to be like, take it to these billionaires, the Epstein class. You're either in the Epstein class or you're not. And everybody who's not in the Epstein class, we're just cockroaches to them. We're just people they could chop up and feed to their dogs. Like, honestly, it looks like it was that bad they were doing cannibalism. Like, that hasn't been 100% confirmed, but if you read between the line on some of those emails, a lot of sick shit. And the guy was buying like records amount of acid to, you know what? I mean, I don't want to talk about, because then I got to do the trigger warnings and then YouTube flags us and people get screamed out, the stuff is so horrifying. Epstein. Horrifying. It's a lifetime for the victims. And that's what I want to do. I want to help these victims forever. And make sure there's not any new ones. That's the big thing. Horrifying. You got timed out on YouTube. Did we time you out? I don't think we timed you out. Did we? Did we time you out? When did we time you out? Did one of our mods time you out? I'm not sure. I'm trying to watch it. I don't see anyone got timed out tonight, but oh, you did get timed out. Was that you? Hold on. I think so. I don't know why. What did you do? Oh, I see. I wouldn't have timed you out for that, honestly, Mary. You don't have to time people out for that kind of stuff. It's like she wasn't being nasty. If they want to post a little comment and support a TB, I don't give a shit. You don't have to time people out for that. But I usually it's 24 hours, Karen. Yeah, Mary, I wouldn't have timed her out, honestly. That I just looked at all the comments, even the one that she was actually going after the turtle a little bit. Whatever. Who cares? Yeah, I only like people timed out if they're really nasty. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to time you out. I don't like to shit on our mods, though. Our mods make judgment calls. They're just trying to protect our channel and protect the people here. I think we can all just try to be a little nicer and chill out. There was one jerk in here calling me an asshole or something. He was like, I don't know why. I want to know why. Why are you mad? Why are you mad? Why are you mad at me? You don't like when I speak the truth? There it is. This one. See, that's the thing. Karen got timed out, and I don't even think she was that bad. This guy didn't get timed out. I don't think. But Lieutenant Pez Dispenser Tully, he says, "You are such an asshole, Mike." This is what I like laugh at you for, is your lack of communication skills. Because that's an ad hominem attack instead of just saying, "Hey, I don't like you did this." That's what you should have done. If you want a little advice, call out what you're mad at. So at least people know what I did or what you think is wrong or where you're coming from. Instead, you're just like, you're such an a-hole. You know what? That makes you look like the a-hole. Just saying. And I love our mods. I got to say, and Mary's back. Mary is back. She got timed out. So whoever got Karen, if you got timed out by Mary, it's okay because Mary got timed out yesterday by mistake. So it happens. It happens to all of us. Oh, it's only for 10 minutes. See, that's nothing. She gave you a 10-minute timeout. That's appropriate. You got 10 minutes. You got a little slap. The little put in the corner for 10 minutes. That's okay. That's fine. See this is T-Bone? I can accept that. That's a valid criticism. T-Bone says, I love you, Mike, but I cannot stand JFK. That's my 2 cents. That's fine. Not everyone's going to like everybody else. But I like, you were right to the point. You just didn't say, oh, you being a jerk. You told us what you think. Like that's improvement over some of these other trolls who just call people names and don't actually say why they're mad. Like, yeah, that's it. Why? Why? Deborah says, I love JFK. Oh, you did delete that guy? That's the thing on StreamYard. We don't see if they're deleted. I have to look on the phone. That's why sometimes you see me squinting on the phone, or if I bring up in another window, because on StreamYard they give us our own chat, and it doesn't show you if it's been deleted or not. But I'm at the point now that I don't want to over moderate. At a certain point, we definitely needed some strong moderation because people were going crazy. But we got rid of a lot of the nasty people. So I don't really care if one or two crops up because it's like they're outmatched. They're outmatched. We got the right people in here. It's like I saw the Galera posting comments at JFK one day in his chat, and it was hilarious because there were like, a lot of people in JFK's chat at the moment, and maybe only one or two people commented back at the Galera just telling him to shut the hell up and go away, and everybody else in the chat just ignored him. It was hilarious because and everybody else was like, "Go JFK." You know what I mean? It's just like you don't even need to moderate somebody like that. You just laugh at him. You just ignore him. Just like, "Oh, you're an idiot, and you think you have sway in this chat. Why don't you go over to Ray from Dallas chat, dude? Talk shit over there." The adults are in this chat, you know? All right. I think we're doing good. I think our mods are doing good. I want to appreciate our mods. I do love our mods because they've really stood 10 toes down, so to speak, over the last few months for us. Yeah, that's it. This is what I like. It's tasteless. Turn away. Keep going about your business. Focus on issues, not people. It shows character. That's what, you know, lame people talk about people. Good people talk about like issues and actions and policies and events. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we try to do on the show. Sometimes I'll react a little bit, have a little fun with it. But for them, and it's just mostly talking to people in the chat, having that conversation. But mostly, I'm not someone who's a gossip. I don't like to talk about people. I don't call people up and say, oh, you see what that one said? Those are small people. Anyone that does that in your life, you can't trust them, number one. Number two, do you want to be that? Do you want to be a person that's focused on what other people are doing? Unless it's uplifting. I mean, nothing wrong with saying, I like what they're doing. I like them, or that's good. But if you're spending your whole life just shit talking people and gossiping, you're a small person. You have no life. And there are some shows that's all they do. They have no content. They're not covering any cases. They're not covering any news. They're not providing anything to the world except shit talking people. And even worse than them, in those shows, some of them make money, which, maybe that's why they do it, because that's the only way they can make money. It's a shit talk. It draws an audience. But that's the bigger problem. That goddamn audience. Who the fuck listens to that shit? Like, those are the smallest people in that audience that support that shit, that venom. That's not me. Yeah. I don't even want to listen to those shows. Like I said, Aiden said something about a text message. Everyone's been talking about our text messages. I never listened to it. I don't even know what he said. I don't have time. If I have time, I'm going to listen to JFK, LTL, Calling All Beings, or maybe go on listen to one of those spaces. Mostly, I don't even have time for that. Or like I did Sean McDonough today while I was driving around. I got to listen to Sean today while I was live. But I know I miss a lot of content I want to watch. Why would I go watch shit that I don't want to watch? You know what I mean? I like to be uplifted and informed. And I get that from some of these other shows like JFK, like LTL, like Sean today. Sean did a really good show. Josie was phenomenal. There she is. There's my lady. Josie's like CIA or some shit. She said she's not, but now I'm convinced she is. She something's up with Josie. Josie, I want you to call in. Give me like a 3, 4, 5 minute call and tell us about what's going on with Enrique Delgado Garcia, because you had so much good to say. You think that this is going to go further, I could tell. And you documented a lot on what, David Meyer said in the press conference, and how they still even, they have like what we call a limited hangout. That's what this looks like, a limited hangout. You're very good on that show today. All three of you. I was blown away. I love to, for the first time too, Sean is like calm. He's like really, he's like, he was a good host today. Like sometimes when Sean's had guests on in the past when he was a little crazy, it was just too much. He would talk over them. Today it was like, holy shit. This was like a fun, good show on a difficult subject that Sean is deeply invested in and a part of. It was like, Sean, this is what you need to do. Like, this is your crew. Like, all three of you had mad respect for each other. No one talked over each other. It was so good today. I love that. Even the chat, Sean was like throwing up my comments and other people's comments. Sean, great fucking show today. Sean McDonough. Yeah, he has that soundbite. I know. I kind of cringe at that soundbite now, but it is funny, isn't it? No, you are not timed out. See, you got over it. Good. It was only a quick timeout. You're back. You're back. She just gave you a little. No, I didn't catch Kevin on Loophole Lawyer. That's one I probably should check out, huh? It was a good discussion. I'm surprised on that. Surprised Kevin didn't lose his shit. I'll have to listen to that. It's funny because Kevin and I, we used to go at it. Remember all the shit? He gave me the name Young Jelly. He still gives me shit. But like, we kind of like each other in a way. It's weird. It's like this. He's too close to Kate. That's the problem with him. And he's too caught up in like, oh, you still won't challenge Karen. It's like, I don't know. I like Kevin though. Like for a while we talked about it. He's more than me wanted to come on this show and have a discussion. But I've always been like, I don't want to do it with him because I'll end up getting mad at him or yell at him or he'll go nuts. I know he will. Because he's not going to move me. His whole thing is he's trying to convert me. And it's like, dude, you're never going to convert me that Karen did this shit. You're never going to get me. But I don't know. If they did a good job together, maybe I'll watch that and even consider it. Oh, you missed Grace Curley today? I had a good Grace Curley show today, I felt like. We hit some good subjects. I'm going to clip that up and post it up later. If you accidentally block people, it depends on where you block them on. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely unblock people on YouTube here. It's just a pain in the ass. It's just hard to do. You have to find them or get their exact, webs, whatever you call it, their URL. Yeah, I think Sean is back. It sounds like they might be doing a show on Guthrie too. And he's got that, like today was a great Sean McDonough show. I really enjoyed it. It was chill too. It was like fact-based. There was none of that crazy Sean. It was the Sean that I like and talk to. It was really good today. And I think the Enrique trial, it's going to get interesting. Oh, we have a great guest here. She is here from the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency. I think she's an analyst for them or some type of federal. She was definitely a federal analyst, I can tell in the past from what she said on the show today. She was on the Sean McDonough show. She's a big supporter of ours as well. She gives us super chats a lot. Josie Lou, what's up?
Oh my God. Oh my God. You asked for it. I hope you don't regret it.
I am not going to regret it. What did you want to say today? Because I
I'm
heard you on
exhausted.
Sean.
It
You were
feels
so
like
good
I'm
today.
I'm going on a promotional marketing tour or something, or some sort of something, right? But I wanted to talk about the Plevin situation, the Kevin. You know what happened was, Mike, he would have been perfect for somebody who was more competent or knowledgeable about all the details that transpired during the entire John O'Keefe Karen Reed situation. He had it easy. He didn't have anybody who could rebuttal any of his timelines that he's trying to push. And then he like a self-proclaimed bestseller author now?
I don't think he is.
Oh
Does
my
he claim that? Does
God.
he claim he is?
Oh, he
Does he
was,
say?
oh my God, this was, I had to leave. Like, I sent in, and this is something that I need to keep in mind too. I sent in a question because I was looking for information that I could make him uncomfortable, because I wanted him to react. So the entire time, Samantha has been like craving to get somebody on the opposite side so she can do her own, she's into psychology. I mean, that's her
Yeah.
thing. So she wanted to analyze and sort of like scrutinize and figure out where is the thought process of these people coming from. So finally she gets somebody, but then I think it was a mistake to have him over with during the nooner with loophole lawyer, because she didn't get a chance. So he starts talking about, oh yeah, they did a 3-point turn, and that's when she stepped on the accelerator at 24 miles an hour and she killed him. I'm going, okay, first of all, they couldn't even rebuttal that. They couldn't say, I don't know that they knew or they know all the details. The 3.4 turn didn't happen when they said it happened. It happened when they missed the turn at Fairview at Cedar Crest, and John was in the damn car. So I sent in a question, and I said, so let me ask you a question. If John died when you said he died, I can't remember. Oh, I see. So how is it that Karen actually killed John when you said that she killed John, if Karen was actually gone when the Lexus Bluetooth disconnected from John's phone at 12:29:30? And they were all like, huh? But they waited so long. They ignored my question for some reason, or I don't know what happened. The thing is, by the time they asked the question, Plevin had left. But I wanted to puzzle him. I wanted to, like, like, if he was to sit down with you or somebody who's more competent and knowledge about the entire case and has a lot of details, like Lana or somebody like that, then it would have been
See him on with you.
impossible.
Maybe I'll get him on here and have you go at him.
No. Why would I go at him? No, I'm a newbie at this. I'm
X.
not looking for haters. I'm looking for lovers.
Yeah, but not go at him. I'm talking about just take down some of his theories, because he's got a lot of theories. You could be nice to him and take down
Yeah.
his facts.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can always be decent to any given human being, especially knowing that he's sick. But
Yeah.
sometimes he infuriates me, because it's like the only reason why you would push a narrative or try to do something is for your own personal gain reasons, which your book validates my theory just like that, right? So I just wish him well. I don't know how serious is his illness. So
Yes. He looks like he's got, I don't know, like if he looked good today, but he looks like
no, he
he's
doesn't.
got a
He
battle
didn't.
him
No,
back. No,
he
he's not
doesn't look.
again.
No, he doesn't look very good. He looks very pale and almost like he's lost a lot of weight. And I can't help, like, I said a prayer for him right after the show, but that was after he pissed me off. So he pissed me off first, and then I prayed for him. So how's that?
I just want to say, people were asking for Sean McDonough's YouTube channel. I just threw it in the chat if people want to
The
check
back
it out. It's called
channel.
The Back Channel.
Yeah. Did you see what I sent you on your DM? You should show your audience and have them vote which one they like the most.
On your DM, where? Or like on
Check
here, private message?
your ex DMs.
Oh no, I haven't checked.
Yeah.
What should I?
It's on your. Yeah, I think it's on your
Here it is.
Twitter inbox thing. But it was a good show with Sean. I like Mr. McGee. And Sean was like, he has a certain level of like poise when he directs people. And it goes back to the job. Like when people are used to like manage people or direct people, they're in their element because they're telling people like, okay, you go first, you go now, and now you stop. Let me break. I need to do this. Let me put the super chat thing. And he's great at that. It was a good show today, I thought. I mean, from my point of view as an audience, not necessarily, being a part of it, but I thought it went well. We had good chemistry. I really like Mr. McGee. And
What is his first name?
I can't remember. I want to
Yeah.
say, I don't even want
Oh,
to.
I
Mike?
have it. I
Is
know I
it
got it
Mike?
because no, it's hold on one second. Kenny.
Mm,
He's good.
Kenny McGee. Yeah, he's really
Yeah.
good. They're both, federal law enforcement. For me, I felt like I was in my waters because it's like maybe talking to one of my people before or whoever. So it was easy. It was like presenting evidence. It's like, let's look at logic here. And that's the thing. Like everybody is so into their own expertise that some people are able to see outside of their little umbrella of expertise, and some people are so involved in it that they fail to look to the sides, and on the sides is where we are. So it works like we're all links of a chain, right? Like it works almost like in sync, like it's in harmony, or some sort of orchestra where you go first with the drums and then I go back with the cello, or I use the violin, or that kind of thing. So it went really well, I thought. So I was
The
happy
trio.
he
Usually
asked
three's
me
a
to
crowd, but
come
the
in.
trio was perfect today. And
Yeah, it
I,
was
I
kind of
just
cool.
want to just mention some of the things you said today because it was about Enrique, and I just feel terrible for the family, but him
I do
too,
too.
Enrique, and for us actually, because
Hmm.
everything I know about this kid, he's exactly who we needed at the Mass State Police. He was
Exactly.
what we needed there,
The
and he's
irony.
gone.
Yep. Yep. The
And
irony.
it shouldn't have happened. Like, tell us
Nope.
what you were saying today, because you feel like there's a lot more that we're
So,
gonna find out,
so
or
okay,
they're
so let
covering
me
up.
go because I sent him something. I did a little bit of digging, and right before the show, I had done a lot of research, especially after I went in on one of my shows, and somebody who's on the chat, who's been supporting me from day one, sent me a hint, and I looked into it. So what I found out was that David Mayer is pretty much the fixer. They call him when they need to put on a fire that is government related to keep it sort of like low key, right? He had been involved in other situations where he was asked to do just that, to go investigate and whatever. But those type of investigations, even though they're independent and they're being funded by the government, they get to also control it, right? They control the narrative, they control what is exposed or shared with the public. So it could be a catch 22 sometimes. And I'm not saying that in this case it is, but based on the information that I was able to find, I think that's exactly what it is. So on the press conference that they did on, I can't remember exactly the day, I think it was Monday. If you look at the transcripts that start right around 9:44 on the press conference between the AG and David Mayer, he makes a statement, and he says that circumstances underlying the wanted and reckless conduct include both an affirmative act by Academy staff and B, the failure of Academy staff to take certain actions or omissions that they had legal duty to perform during their daily interactions with the trainees. Their daily interactions with their trainees who were under their care, guidance, and supervision. The wanted and reckless conduct resulted, they're talking about the supervisors and the trainers, right? The wanted and reckless conduct resulted in Enrique Delgado Garcia's suffering concussion-like symptoms as the result of the unauthorized and unsupervised boxing-related sparring exercises that occurred during the academy on September 11th. Oh my God, that's my dog. Yeah, and that's my lion. Hey, I'm on the phone.
We love
So
dogs.
yeah, I have a Great Dane and a Lab, and a Great Dane and a Lab mix. So imagine that.
Beautiful.
Um, so so he says it that it was on September 11th. Now, if you continue to read, it gets even worse because it says that the head and the massive brain bleeding as a result of the failure of the academy staff to intervene and bring to stop that competitive boxing match between Delgado Garcia and and a fellow trainee occurred during the hold on, let me go to the other. There's three things that I posted for and I send them to Sean, so I'm looking at it. Um it tells you, okay, members. These individuals, okay, members of the Academy's defensive tactic unit, the supervisor of the unit, and 3 full-time instructors, period. At 11:19 timestamp, if you look at it, it says, these individuals engaged in ongoing interactions with Enrique Delgado Garcia on September 11th when he suffered concussion-like symptoms and then he clears his throat. And then on September 12th when he was knocked unconscious. So what is he telling you? That it was those 3 individuals who engaged on the activities the day prior, the supervisor of the unit, and 3 full-time instructors. Those were who, that's why they didn't name like a specific suspect per se, right? They didn't, oh my God, I'm gonna have to walk this way. They didn't name a person who was the person who actually, because they didn't have to, because they're indicting 4 people, including Pennington. But there were individuals who were the ones who engaged in those activities with Enrique on the 11th. And that's it. That's who did it. It wasn't a fellow classmate or anything like that. David Mayer said it himself, whether he wanted to, whether he didn't want to, whether he thought that nobody was going to catch it, or he was going to be able to subliminally, like, sort of like, sneak it in. I don't know what his goal was, but it's in writing and I have it.
What's
So,
interesting is he going to be the one that continues to prosecute this, or will they hand it off to like a DA now?
well, and I heard that he may be, I saw something afterwards on one of the Boston 10 or the 25, I can remember. Almost like he's part of the Eloise group of lawyers that is representing the family. I'm not sure. I got to double check on that. But that's what I saw.
It's interesting. You brought up the Annie Dukin part of it too, which is
Yeah.
he was the one who kind of came in to
Yeah.
clean that mess up,
Hmm.
and no one got nothing happened to Annie Dukin in the end. Like,
Nope. At the end,
and
nothing happened.
Annie Dukin, I almost felt like was the fall guy, like, fall woman in that case. But like, you know, it's
Well,
a
and if
system.
you,
The system
and
around her was very rotten, and nobody
yeah,
really paid the ultimate price like they should have for the
yeah.
NADP. And that's a drug lab scandal for people that don't know. There was a lot of fraud going on. So if you got caught with some drugs,
Hmm.
they would send it. They would, the state police would send it to this lab where Annie Dukin, the chemist, would
They
look
were
at it and
convicting
say,
the wrong people. Yep.
"Yeah, that's cocaine, or that's not, or that's this or that." And it was all fraudulent. There was a lot of
Yep.
fraudulent stuff going on in that lab, and there was a movie made about it, and a lot
And
of cases got overturned.
she barely got a slap in the face, Mike.
Exactly.
Barely.
And that was
So
David Meyer behind it. So
exactly. So my point with all of this is I found something. Well, let me put it this way. The on Monday, was it Tuesday or Monday? Somebody that we know that we're not going to mention the name, but somebody posted something that says, I hope Enrique Garcia's family gets justice. With that said, I also believe in the presumption of innocence. And I know from my case and Karen Reed's case how low the probability is that anybody's going to get indicted, right? So this was the it can be proven that if it can be proven that they were criminally negligent, then they will be convicted. But none of the 4 indicted troopers were in the ring with Enrique. That's a key point because I just proved to you that David Meyer said that the 3 trainers and the supervisor were engaged with Enrique on the 11th, which means that they knew, right? I mean, logically, unless somebody can make a word salad out of that, that's what it says. So I wouldn't expect any of them to start pointing fingers at each other to avoid culpability as to who was the most responsible for allowing him to continue to fight. And then he pretty much is saying that this is going to be a nothing burger. Even if they indict them and take them to the legal system, they're going to walk out free, which means that it explains why they hadn't been arrested and they will not be arrested, because they already know that nothing is going to happen. They just need to show face, right? But the same person that posted that also posted um, on September 18th, 2018, 2024, posted a source from inside UMass Hospital in Worcester, yeah, said that Enrique Delgado Garcia was pronounced dead. Sent us a following message about a state police behavior inside the hospital. A state is in and out, just swiping in with a badge in places they were not supposed to be, intimidating and threatening staff, asking questions, not listening to staff orders. They sent him there with a BLC, which is a basic life crew, right? Who was not trained to be able to handle his injuries. The doctors who saw him don't think the injuries were consistent with boxing. That's how bad he looked. So those two posts that I read to you are from the same person. But the same person the same person wrote the last post on September 18th, 2024. And the first post that I read you, that those people are not going to face any culpability, he just wrote it on Monday. How apart, how divorced are those two statements from the same individual
And
after
it's
everything
not
that's
surprising.
happened, right? It's not
I heard from
surprising.
yeah, I heard from somebody early on that family member, very close family member, was part of that medical team,
Ah,
and
okay.
they told me some stuff. They said, it's not right, not right, and they told me they said that from their understanding that there was some gambling, there was some wagering going on.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We heard the same thing. Like, the worst part for me of being involved in the beginning of all of this was that I was getting calls left and right. I was getting calls and tips and emails and texts. Everything was coming. Plus, I had the calls from the family and everybody else. So everybody was telling me something. And of course, there were people that were telling me something that, were under certain rules and ethical obligations that were trying to give me tips to push me to dig and research and whatever. But they were also afraid to come out and say who,
Right.
what, and
Yeah, they
whatever.
can't
So
use their name for obvious
exactly. So,
reasons.
and I would never ask either, but I
Yeah.
never doubted anybody that told me anything. And I would have never shared with anybody who told me what or who, even if it was just a pseudo on X. There is no way. There's an ethical obligation that everybody else has when you're in a position of helping somebody, and somebody, for whatever reason, maybe what you have portrayed them that you are, or who you have shown that you are, trust you to tell you something, and you're gonna what, turn around and backstab them?
Yeah.
That I don't, no, that doesn't happen on my court. So,
The source.
you
That's
know
the other thing. You want to protect the source no matter what, too. That's the other thing. So,
and it could, sometimes it's a source, sometimes it's just somebody who cares, sometimes it's somebody who works there. Sometimes it's like, there were people who were in critical positions that asked me, give me this and that, and I will look into it. And I told those people, absolutely not. You're not going to put your license at risk. You're not going to
yeah,
go into the system, because the minute that you go and you Google this
there's a
name, it's
record.
going to
Yeah, there'll be a
register
record.
somewhere that you did this. So you're not going to do that. I mean, you can't spend your entire life being a law-abiding citizen to, in a split second, break it for the benefit of either somebody else or yourself. It doesn't work. Either you're black or you're white. There's no gray areas when it comes to doing the right thing at the right time, whether somebody's looking or somebody's not. There
Yeah.
is no gray areas. So
Yeah.
I wanted you to tell me if you liked what I sent you before I let you go.
Oh, yes.
Did
I
you
don't know
like
if people saw
it?
that. Maybe I'll throw it up on the screen if I can. Let me see if
Cool.
I can.
People should vote.
I think I downloaded one of them.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
this is one of them. Josie made me some graphics today. Look at this guy with the
Oh
dogs and the
my
boxing.
god.
It's funny because I'm not really a boxer. I'm more of a wrestler, but I like boxing. I've hit the bag a few times, you know. It's it's funny though. I like that you got the newspaper in my hand, you got the Grace Curly, you got the dogs, you got the pen and paper. That looks like my studio actually, or even looks like, what I'm into. It's sports and dogs and radio and being a reporter journalist. I love it. It's beautiful. Thank you. Are you still there, Josie? We lose you? I think she's speechless now. Unless my headphones went out. Do people still hear Josie? Oh, well, it was. Where's the wallet? They want the money. You want the money? You want, you want the money? You want the wallet's upstairs. You've seen the wallet. It's a fat wallet. It's got a lot of cards and credit cards in it and all that stuff. Library cards, insurance. What else do I have in there? Now I got like 3 Charlie cards for the MPTA. I just got another one the other day. I'm like, why did I get another one? I have like 2 of these already. I didn't even realize it. Well, I think we lost Josie for some reason, but she was phenomenal. I want to thank her so much for being here. Yeah, it does. It looks fun. I thank Josie for being here. I thank everyone for being here. Dennis Sweeney's here in the chat. T-Bone, we did put Sean's channel up. It's called The Back Channel with Sean McDonough. Just look it up. Say The Back Channel with Sean McDonough. Sean is spelled Shean, and you'll find it right away on YouTube. But I also linked it up. Question from Standing Stones says the other trooper was a pro boxer. One of them was like a martial arts expert, like a black belt level champion. And the other one was, yeah, he had like a really strong winning record, over like 20 plus wins professionally, over 20 plus knockouts. He had a title fight, WBC, which is a major boxing association, WBC middleweight title fight against Andre Ward, and he went the distance. It was a decision. It was, I believe, a unanimous decision. He lost, but still, he didn't get knocked out. He wasn't some journeyman. He gave the guy a good fight. He went the distance. So this guy was a top level pro boxer. He fought in a world championship boxing match that was broadcast on HBO. And if you Google him and you look at it, he's got all of these pro fights, YouTube, on like major outfits like HBO. This guy was a major boxer from Worcester, Mass. Yes. So if he was the one who was boxing this guy, geez, that's a mismatch. Like, he should have known better. I think that's one of the reasons why he's facing charges. They should have known better. It's like me, if I even me, like, I haven't wrestled in a while. But if I stepped onto the mat with someone who hasn't had like 1 day or 1 week of wrestling practice, doesn't know anything, I wouldn't just friggin' pound on them and hurt them. I'd probably take them down and make them look bad, but I wouldn't like just whack them. You know what I mean? I wouldn't try to knock them out. I wouldn't, like, knowing that I just concussed them by slamming them head first into the mat, I wouldn't like encourage them to get back in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, generally as coaches, we're careful on that. When I was high school coach, we would try to match up the kids right. And when we wrestled the kids, you'd wrestle to their level. A good coach, my coach was like New England champ in college. He was a scholarship wrestler. He was a fullback on the football team at UNH. This is Division I AA, Division I wrestling. This guy was a beast. He was a beast. He was a state champ, New England champ level wrestler, heavyweight. He used to wrestle me. He used to practice with me. He wasn't trying to destroy me and hurt me. He would just wrestle a little bit better than me, just a little bit stronger, just to make me better. That's what you do. You wrestle or you box to their level when you're training with somebody. You don't try to kill them unless you're an asshole. And then no one wants to be around you. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what I don't get. I really don't get it. And this is shit you learn pretty quickly because nobody wants to hurt people, especially when they're your teammates. And that's what bothers me here is like, it seems like there is no teammates at Mass State Police when these training academies. It's like they were trying to destroy the guy, it sounds like. I don't like it. I don't like it. It should have never happened. And we were talking about the whole concussion thing. I had a mild, minor concussion documented. I probably had a few more than that, but one was documented by a trainer, athletic trainer at Bridgewater State during a practice, actually. And I was mad. This was probably 1990, maybe 91. 1990, 91, that year. I, head first into a mat, saw some stars, did the pen thing. I was concussed, mild concussion. They held me out for like at least a week, if not 2 weeks. They wouldn't let me wrestle. They sent me home and, told my roommate to make sure he'd wake me up in the middle of the night to make sure I'm still alive, that type of thing. But they wouldn't let me wrestle for a few weeks. That was 1990. Like that was way before all these concussion protocols that they have now. They were already doing that in the early 90s. How the hell is it 2026 and the Mass State Police are letting people die because they don't do the concussion protocols? The NFL, I mean, millions of dollars on the line. The NFL, they do them now. They were like the most hardcore of all. The NFL and like WWE wrestling, those places, like they didn't give a shit about the health and safety of their athletes for a long time because blood and injuries sell. And you're just a piece of meat and your career is short and that's just the way it is and you continue to play. But even in the NFL now, they hold people out. The athlete, but back in the day, it would be up to the athlete to go in. And the NFL would be like, if the athlete wants to go back in, we let him back in. And that's what I was trying to do in 1990, 91. I was telling my athletic trainer, like, let me wrestle. I'm fine. I don't want to hear it. But they drew a line. They were like, if you can't wrestle, we're not letting you wrestle. You don't have a choice. If you try to wrestle, we're going to kick you off the team, basically, what it was. And if they're doing that at Division III level for wrestling in 1990, 91, what the hell are they doing with the Mass State Police in 2026? It just doesn't make any sense. Crazy. And like Josie was mentioning on Sean's show today, he had all these other injuries on his body. They were talking about this on the show today. McDonough and his, the other, they were both talking about it. McDonough and Kenny and Josie. He had all these other bruises on his body that don't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Someone said cops shouldn't be learning boxing. They should be learning judo, jiu-jitsu, or wrestling. I mean, I think all of them are fine because they're all similar. And sometimes you do want to know how to throw a punch and block and move. And so there's a lot to good in boxing too. All of them are good. But I think the difference is what Todd McGee said when he came on this show and LTL and other shows. Like, it's supposed to be training for self-defense. It's not supposed to be training to beat the shit out of people and toughen people up because that's how people get hurt. It's supposed to be some mild training to show you the basics, how to stand, how to protect yourself, how to move. It's not supposed to be, can you take a knockout punch from a WBC boxing champion? So I think that's the problem. And it's not supposed to be a free-for-all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. And make sure you hit all notifications. Hit all those notifications today. Make sure you're getting them all. I got to figure out what I'm doing for dinner tonight. What do you think? Should I do the Delmonico The steaks, the best steaks. I got the really good steaks. We also got some knishes. Ooh, some really good knishes. You know how I had the Reuben last night? She brought home some knishes too. Ooh, the meat knishes. Ooh. Or should I do what's the other thing that we had? We got so much good food in this house right now. I'm gonna have to make a big decision in a few minutes. What am I gonna eat tonight? What am I cooking up? All right, so back to that poll. I think I'm gonna close it now because these Ray people are sneaking in. They're trying to pump the numbers up. But 56% said they would be more proud to introduce JFK. He won. He's the one who won the poll. 56% over Ray, who only got 10%. 31% said neither, and 4% said both. I think the 4% are the funny trolls. But 56%, a large majority, picked JFK. How about that? How about that? The Galera can be happy about he introduced everyone to Ray. That's what he contributed. What a thing to be proud of, huh? Well, those Delmonico steaks from Market Basket. Ooh, when you put them right on the pan, you cut them up with a butter knife. They're so good. Oh, ooh. No nachos tonight. That nachos is like a snack when you have no other food. Steamed broccoli, that sounds good. I'll probably make some green beans with a steak. That's what I think I'm gonna do. Steamed green beans with steak and maybe some corn. Oh, that steak is so juicy. Anything else I want to cover today? You know what I want to do real quick? I just like to make sure I'm not missing anything on the. I keep expecting like there's going to be a major development when I'm not expecting it, especially like Friday night. That's when it would happen when I'm just chilling out. But is there going to be any type of development on this Nancy Guthrie? Am I going to have to come back tonight? Should I do a show tonight? That's what I should ask y'all. Should I do a show tonight on Nancy Guthrie tonight? Will there be any news, or are we just going to be all sitting outside the house watching JLR again? Day 13 of the investigation, the FBI increased the reward to $100,000. We know the suspect now is between 5'9" to 5'10". Average build, wearing the black Ozark Trail backpack. We reported that last night. The newest thing is that they say they have DNA from multiple gloves found in a 10-mile search radius. I don't know if that's going to be very helpful. I'm kind of doubtful. But no press conference. No news. No discussion about the guy they detained and let go. If I was him and I was innocent, I'd be suing their asses because they haven't said anything about him, and everyone probably thinks he's still a suspect. CNN has a misleading headline that made me think something new was happening. Let me just make sure that it's nothing new. Yeah, it's funny too. This whole thing about the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Unit not seeming to get along. He's denying this now to press outlets. Why doesn't he do a press conference with the FBI and dispel it? I don't get why this guy hasn't done a press conference in over a week. It's disgusting. This guy, Carlos. Jeez, I'd be really mad if I was Carlos and I had nothing to do with this. And they still haven't, they've said nothing about it. They made the whole world think he's like Richard Jewell, right? He's going to have a good lawsuit, I think, if they find somebody else was involved and it wasn't him. Yes, happy Valentine's Day to everybody. No new news. I know, right? Terrible. I can't imagine to be that family right now. I'm sorry I did that to you. It's funny because we had a big shop earlier, maybe Saturday. I don't know. We had so much food in the house and we ate it all. We just went nuts. And the last couple of days, it hasn't been as much. And that's why the girlfriend brought the Rubens home last night. Today, I did a shop. And she did a shop. She did another shop actually last night. So we're all stocked again. That's all I care about. If my food has, if my, I say if my food, if my refrigerator is full of food that I love, I'm a happy man. That's all. That's like the most important thing to me, honestly. I got the T-bone, not a suet turtle. I got a T-bone steak, really top of the line. The marble eye. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Delmonico, the prime cuts. The prime, the best, the best. Yeah, happy early Valentine's Day tomorrow. I already got all pretty much all set too. I got the flowers and the chocolates. I should be good. I should be good. This is the funniest shit. Like I don't like to get into this and talk too much about them, but I think it's funny that these folks were going after Jay Brill and saying, "Oh, Jay Brill, thank God he freed Karen Reed." Well, thank God Ray from Dallas freed Karen Reed. Like, thank God those chat rats. It's so funny to hear them shitting on Jay Brill. Like, oh, Jay Brill did this, Jay Brill did that, knowing he didn't do it, and they're giving him shit. It's like they could say that the dude's gonna say the same shit about you, chat rats. Like a lot of these people, they weren't here, and they're gonna talk shit. They talk shit about us. They talk shit about me. I'm one of the OGs. They showed up after trial too. It's like the lack of logic among a lot of these people. I really suggest they all go to a community college and take Logic 101. It's all you really need. Because a lot of these people back basic logic skills. They're not consistent and they don't have any logic. They don't understand logic. And Jay Brill is a great guy and he's way better than them. And Jay Brill's done way more after Karen Reed was found not guilty than any of these people have done at all. All they do is talk shit about people. Jay Brill, helping with Eddie O'Brien, he does a lot of investigation. He's a great addition to the JFK show. He's got exactly that emotional intelligence. They should also take that class because Jay Brill's taking it. He is Jay Brilliant. He's got a way with him. I like Jay Brill a lot. He's awesome. That's why they're attacking him too. It's funny. The only thing they attack him about is something that applies to them. Yeah, the ribeye, the Delmonico ribeye. That's exactly what I'm eating tonight, Deborah. You know it. It's so funny. Like they have nothing to attack on, so they pick something that's stupid and irrelevant. It's just like I was saying about my dirty pants because I work. It's like, oh, he works for a living. Let's attack that because we have nothing else to attack. Let's attack that he's in a relationship. Let's attack he's got a nice place. We'll post a picture of his place online and pretend that's scary. Like they have nothing. That's the funniest shit of all. All their attacks have shown they have nothing. All they can do is get like 5,000 idiots out of 60,000 to unfollow my YouTube. Like, who gives a shit? I lose the worst people. Good for me. Now I got an audience that I actually like, that likes me. And ad hominem attacks that they're not even landing. Like, that's the thing. What are you going to say against Jay Brill? You have nothing, so then they just make up something stupid that's irrelevant. It's just freaking hilarious. And I have been good. The last few weeks I've been very good. I've been getting back to the content. But last 24 hours I felt like, you know what? It's time to say some shit because they still aren't stopping. They're still not getting it. And it's getting worse for them. And they're starting to feel it. They're starting to lose the subs. And that's what freaks them out. Because they're all about the numbers, unlike us over here. They obsess over that shit. And our numbers are going back up. Yeah, that channel does make me laugh how desperate they are over there. They're all a bunch of pick-me's. Yo, Danny. Hey, I'm a top athlete. Fucking yeah, I try not to respond, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta say, you know what? This is my side of it. And especially when you know it's not affecting you, it's just kind of like, this is fucking funny. That's what it's come down to me now. It's like just fucking funny. It's like you made fun of my dirty pants. Have you looked at what you've been doing? Have you looked at who you are? Have you looked at your content and what you're cultivating in your chat? And what you're doing to your own family? They always complain, oh, you attack my. They bring their own families into this shit. Gee, I wonder why no one wants to hire your daughter in the town, right? I would never have trouble finding a job for one of my cousins or kids or any of that stuff, right? My girlfriend's son. People love us. Are they? I've never. Tebow and I question your humor because I've never actually heard anything they say that is actually remotely funny. I must have missed all that because I've never laughed at anything they've said. I just think they're pathetic, actually. And especially that Causey G. He's like, I'm going to show up. I don't find them funny at all. I find them very pretentious, full of themselves. And they don't offer much to the world. That's, I look at them as all pick-me's. Pick me, pick me, pick me. I want to be somebody in the cult. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, again, exactly. Yeah, I think he's a bozo. I think he's very slow too. He's like, oh. All right, I guess I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go eat some Delmonico. And we just went over this, Sean. Very good. Very good news today. Very good news. No, nobody's on that side. Nobody. Nobody. Sorry. They're juggalos. That might make sense. I actually like juggalos, though. I've stuck up for juggalos, especially when the FBI targeted them. Remember the FBI tried to put them on like a terrorism list or some shit? That was ridiculous. I don't think juggalos are bad. I think they're better than juggalos. I mean, I think juggalos are better than the chat rats. Juggalos don't consider themselves rats. That's juggalos wouldn't be ratting on people. That's the other thing. You're doing a show that caters to Boston and you call yourself chat rats. Like that's like so tone deaf. It's like you don't understand the history of no ratting in Boston. And you call yourself chat rats? Weird. You can tell they're from the South. They don't understand the culture up here. No, that's the thing. It means she may get her phones back. Basically, what's going on with that is Judge Krupp said, nope, we're not going to give us a subpoena to search the phones Cosgrove has decided to hold on to the phones. He's decided not to give them back unless the court orders him to do so. So Karen Reed's attorneys are marching into court, and apparently there's going to be a hearing. We don't know when. Sometime next week on the phones, Karen's attorney is going to be asking to get those phones back, those 2 phones. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I guess Cosgrove has 30 days. He can appeal it or ask, for reconsideration with the judge. So it's still not over, but Karen had a major legal victory on that criminal aspect and the phones, and it might be over. I have a feeling this is the beginning of the end, but it's not quite over. So it'll be exciting to see next week her in court, hopefully, and see her successfully get those phones back and kind of end all this for her. But it's not over yet. But I have a feeling she's a big sigh of relief for Karen Reed today. Just like me, I'm waiting for my court results on the defamation suit that's been filed against me. We're waiting for the judge to rule in our favor, hopefully, and dismiss the case. And if that happens, I will have the biggest sigh of relief. And I have a feeling that Karen's feeling like that today, but it's not over still. That's the problem. It's like, even though she has some relief today, knowing she's that much closer, it's still not over for her. No news yet on that for me either. I was expecting Friday afternoon. I'm like, I bet this judge will drop it on Friday afternoon, but no news. Maybe she'll work on it this weekend and get me what I need on my court case. The judge. Yes, I did see that. They pushed her Lexus auction to March 26th. I might be there actually for that. It'll be interesting. Something. I think Howie show is going to be doing something with that. Bill Broussard, that's who's doing the auction. March 26th for Karen Reed's Lexus. So upcoming on the civil side, Karen Reed has hearings this Tuesday. So this upcoming Tuesday afternoon, she's going to have a hearing, a motions hearing, civil case. She's also going to have a hearing on March 5th, apparently, at 3 p.m. And then March 31st. Those are all for the civil case. Also, next week, it looks like there's going to be some type of criminal hearing about those phones to get the phones back. Now that Krupp has turned down the subpoena of the phones. So today was pretty much a victory for Karen. This was a big day. But it's not over yet. So keep praying. Keep Karen in your prayers and keep me in your prayers that my frivolous lawsuit against me gets killed and canceled and dismissed. All right. Any other comments, questions before I leave? Anything? Anything I can address right now? I don't think so. How long have we been live? We've been live for 2 hours. It's time to go. I could be back tonight. Who knows? We'll see. You never know. I might decide to do something. We'll see. Might be last minute. This is how I've been doing it lately. Last minute Charlie. That's why I'll get excited when people show up, even though I gave you like 10 minutes notice that I was going live, and we had a pretty good audience for our show today. So thank you for being here. And oh yeah, another thing, Calling All Beings is going to be doing a Karen fundraiser very soon as well. And I'm going to be a part of that. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. Looking forward to it. And I want to thank Scott for the SK 27. He just he's created our intro video and song that we've been using. I very much appreciate that as well. Yes, we love SK. He's funny. His videos are great. Some hilarious videos he does on Twitter. He releases them on Twitter. He's also got a YouTube channel. Oh, Victor, you missed a good show. You should scroll back a little bit and just listen to the part where the attorney, which attorney was it actually? Rosenberg. He took it to this other attorney today. Oh my God! And the attorney rolled his eyes. You gotta check that out. It's pretty funny. And then we had Josie call in, and she talked about Delgado Garcia. So this is a pretty good show today. I enjoyed it. No super chats though. A lot of people, but no super chats. I know it's Friday. Maybe y'all spend all your money on Delmonico steaks like I did. See, I don't even need a Cliff Bar. I got the Delmonicos. That's probably why you guys are like, this guy doesn't need any money. He's got He's eating better than me. I'm supposed to say I'm starving, right? Is that the way you grift? I think I'm all caught up. You all caught up? I think we're all caught up. Oh, I love this, Terry. This is good. Terry said, I gave everything in my budget to Karen. Got you next time. I love it. Thank you, Terry. I'm glad you're here. I really appreciate you. I love that you're supporting Karen. That's awesome. Some good money was raised by JFK for Karen last night as well. JFK show off. Oh, Mary likes the intro video. Love it. Love it, Mary. And Mary is free. That's the other thing. Mary is free. Free Mary Malaki. She's free now. She got accidentally timed out for 24 hours on our channel. She's one of our mods. I am very strong. I'm staying strong. I'm doing my Tai Chi, doing my push-ups, doing some lifting lately. I feel strong mentally and physically. And health-wise, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. That's a beautiful thing. For like 2 years during the Karen Reed trial, I was so all out in that I just basically ignored a lot of stuff in my life. And ever since, especially with all this drama going on, I was just like, you know what? This is the time to get back to what's important for me, to focus on myself, catch up on my health appointments and get my eye fixed. And I'm sticking to my dental stuff and, funny because if I say that, can you imagine how it's affected Karen? And she's still under that stress that they could knock on her door any day and arrest her. I think she did a big sigh of relief this week with Judge Crop because he sided with her and said, "You're not going to get into those phones. We're not going to give you the subpoena for the phones." Such good news for Karen Reed today. It's funny. This is usually when tell everyone I'm wrapping up and the guest is gone. We kind of had a guest today, Josie, and we've kind of gone through all the subject matter that we want to discuss. Usually the numbers start to slowly go down, and today they keep going up. The more I just sit here, the more that you guys are into it today. I don't know what's going on. Is there nothing else on YouTube today? Is that it, or is the algorithm finally figuring out we're back, giving us some love tonight? Jim Crow G. Oh boy, I might get in trouble for posting that one up. Mary might not like that. It's funny. We have different alliances here. There's different people that like different people, and it's just funny. This shit's gotten really crazy. Who likes who and who doesn't like who? Kind of sad, actually, some of it. Maybe the chat rats are here. Maybe that's why all the chat rats get sent from the Discord, and they're all trying to troll us, but they've all been blocked already. So they have to watch. They can't say anything. The chat rats, they're all reporting it. This is what they do. They sit there from their Discord and they report with BLT. Get the young jerks and LTL and JFK, attack them. Yeah, isn't it, Dennis? It's about time she catches a break. I mean, she did catch a break with not guilty in the second trial. But, on the civil end, and now that, they're still trying to go after her for witness intimidation in a murder trial, for a murder case, which would be a 10-year prison sentence felony, this is a good day for her. This is one step closer to no more stress, no more worrying about having a criminal attorney. Hopefully, she's going to be done with Attorney Urbellis pretty soon. She's still paying his salary, paying him an hourly stipend, and he's going to be representing her next week apparently to get those phones back. So hopefully, she's going to be done with that soon. Aw, you said my half of the steak? That's like all of the steak. That's like 2 steaks at Market Basket. When you go to the supermarket and you get the Delmonico best steaks out there, it's about $25. So you covered both of our steaks tonight. Thank you so much. But there's taxes and YouTube takes some money out of this. So maybe you're right. Maybe it only covers half. There's retail. It's funny how YouTube skims a lot, and then you get the government skims a lot too. But it is a great day for Karen Reed today. Great day. I really appreciate the super chat. It helps. A little bit goes a long way on here. Thank you so much, Rose. At Rose, $25. I really appreciate that. Like I said, the longer I sit here, the more you guys stick around. You know what I might do before I leave? Let's look for. We kind of discussed this briefly. Oh, one moment. Yeah, this is a new video from Nancy Mace. It's only a minute long. And again, she's somebody that's gotten on the nerves. It's funny of liberals and especially like trans folks. She's done some stuff that a lot of people don't like. But I think what she's doing now is God's work. This is the real God's work, what she's doing now. Mary Malaki says, no shade for my favorite teacher, Jimmy, on this channel, Mike. I'll come for you. Well, I mean, I got to say, Mary, I love you, but don't ask me to defend or stick up for somebody who says the most derogatory, heinous shit against my friend Lisa, who's fucking probably going to die soon. You know? What would Jimmy say if I said that about his friend Auntie Frank? So I appreciate the super chat, but you can come for me. It's my channel. And when he talks shit about my friend, he's lucky. He's lucky I'm a nice guy. And I got a lot of people in my DMs about it, about your support of him, actually. And I don't really give a shit that you support him. But when you come at me telling me I need to support him and not say shit about him, that's not happening. Especially when he says that shit about Lisa Peralt, who's one of the best people I know. I'm sorry, I don't want to get mad at you, but just saying, I don't give you shit about your support of him. To me, he's a piece of crap. What he says about Nan, what he says about Lisa Peralt. Lisa Peralt. Lisa is one of the most. She never asks anything from anybody. All she does is give. She's one of the most supportive people you could ever have in your life. And maybe not bring that to me. Maybe bring it to your friend Jimmy and say, hey, Jimmy, the fuck is wrong with you? If you really care about Jimmy, maybe slap some sense into him. And no, Lisa did not go full turtle boy derangement syndrome. That's a bunch of BS too. She went up there and stuck up for somebody rationally and got a bunch of shit for it. And you think this is funny? I don't think it's funny, especially when they went after her kids too. Like that to me, it's lame as fuck. It is. I don't think any of it's funny. Like I can't. That's the other thing. People say he's funny. I thought it was funny when he did an impression of me, but other than that, I'm not actually thinking it's funny. I don't laugh. I don't fucking get it. Actually, I'm like Robbie Rhodes' team is funny. I don't get it. I find it to be harassment. I find it to be like the lowest fucking gutter level. You're going after someone who's fucking having lung cancer treatments, who might not be here in 3 months. That's fucking funny. And then you're telling me to stop. I'm being fucking I've been too nice to Jimmy. I'm sick of fucking taking the high road with these people. Yeah. He wants to come at me. I'm ready to go with any of these fucks. I'm not dying of cancer next week. You know what I mean? And I'm not telling you what to do with Jimmy. So don't tell me what to do with Jimmy. And I love you, Mary, but I'm just saying. Lisa Peralt, Lisa Tenderfoot Crow. She's awesome. One of the most pure hearts you could meet. She's strong. I would not fuck with her. All right, I didn't mean to get mad. I didn't mean to get mad at the end. It's just raw. When I saw that shit, I was just like, what the fuck? Going after Lisa like that? For what? For fucking what? Because she stuck up for someone she thought was a victim. Oh, thank you. You were being sarcastic? Okay, it didn't feel like sarcasm, though. It felt like, again, you sticking up for somebody and not recognizing they're doing some fucking crazy, awful shit to people. And I've been hearing a lot about that from people. Like, why are you with Mary? How did she threaten him? I've never seen any threats from her. Show me the threats. What was her threat? I hear this shit all the time for you guys, and you never put up any receipts. Show me where she threatened him. What did she say? Not buying that. Not buying it. I know Lisa. She's not a threatening. She doesn't threaten people. Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't get all the hate for Nan either. And if you don't like her, so what? Move on. Like I said, she's one of the best guests we have. People loved that fucking show last night. I got so many compliments about her last night. People love it. She's generous with her time and her money and her knowledge and her expertise. What's there to hate on? Sounds like jealousy. Sounds like this is what I keep saying. They are jealous that she's got the money. They're jealous she's got the money. Instead of being jealous of other people for the money, why don't you get the fucking money? You know? I don't got time to be jealous of other people. I'm just going to make my life better and doing what I need to do. I don't need to shit on people to try to move up. That's like fucking weakest shit everything ever. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna fight up. See, the more I get fight up, the more you people come in. Get me more fight up, Mary Malaki. It's good for ratings. I need the ratings. I'm like Jess Machado. I need to stir it up. I need to create the drama. No fucking way. I really don't like to do that shit. I've been trying to, and there's a part of me that likes Jimmy. Like, I like Jimmy. At first, I really liked fucking Jimmy. I did. We connected. The first time we met, it was like we both smoked cigarettes. He did crack me up. Like that night when I met him, he did crack me up. Because his jokes were so freaking, they were so like scary. Like even against Turtle Boy, I was like, what's he going to say next? So I did get it for a minute. I guess that's the truth. I did find him funny in the beginning. But some of the shit, I'm just like, when going after Lisa, the fuck goes after Lisa? I mean, the only person I've ever seen Lisa go after is Grant Smith Ellis, and even he was like, he didn't want to fuck with Lisa. Like you didn't see Grant even attack her back, really. I think he posted a few comments about her, but he mostly was just like, "No, I'm not fucking with Lisa." Like even Grant, you know. So like that's what I don't get. Like Lisa, when you're going after Lisa, it's like you're like, what level are you on? And I kind of get why people go after Nan because she's kind of shiny. She's kind of like this thing that people are like, oh, you can't like that. She's too much. She's that, that's stereotypical. Like that's what a lot of people get upset about. The woman who's too strong. She's too assertive. She's too powerful. She's got too much money. I get that. I get that some people that triggers them. They get jealous. They get weird. But Lisa, that woman will teach you how to train dogs, and she'll give you her time. If you have a dog, like if you have any sexual assaults or anything like that's happened to you or your family members, she'll give you good advice. If you got a dog that you're having problems with, she'll spend time. If you're a cancer survivor and you want to learn about cannabis or where to find it, she'll spend time with you. Like that's the type of person Lisa is. She's like your grandmother. It's like going after your friggin' nice grandma. Not like, the crazy grandma that you get embarrassed at the family cookout that says crazy shit. No, she's the grandmother you want your girlfriend to meet. Or your wife, your future wife, or your kids. She's the grandma you're like proud of. I don't get it. Grant is an easy target. I don't pick on Grant anymore. Grant and I have a truce. I want good things for Grant. I could say things. I wish Grant would reel it in at times. I feel like he just goes too far and shit. But I want good things for Grant. I do. And we have a truce. We've been mostly supportive. There was one moment when he tried to include me in a conspiracy again and said I was with KP. And I was like, what the fuck's he doing that again for? But then he got cool again. I don't know. I'm trying to stay cool with Grant. We got history. And then he called me. The Glare he was on the Glare show, and Glare was trying to be like, what's Crawford's problem with you, Grant? He was trying to get Grant to say some shit about me. And Grant's like, well, we came up together. Mike kind of brought me into this, and he's the OG, Howie Carr. I was like, holy shit. And Grant's back saying good shit about me. That was nice. I appreciate Grant when he's nice. I wish Grant was just nice to everybody. Sometimes I feel like he gets a little astray. See, now I'm talking about people. I don't want to be talking about people. That's the problem with a lot of these people. You've kind of nailed it, Chloe. It's like they need to decide, are they going to be good or bad? They go back and forth. That's the problem. Some people might say that about me when I get all fired up. But it's like you got to kind of decide who you are. That's what makes them seductive, because you see the good side, and then next thing you know, you're like, holy fuck, I didn't expect that they would do that. They all need to reel it in. That's my advice. Grandpa Mike says reel it in. And like sometimes this stuff's like I always say it's a double-edged sword. And you got to know when to use it. One of my friends, Scott Madeline, used to say about this guy, Steve Epstein. He's an attorney. He's actually the guy I did a show with at the first. We had this show called Two Hotheads. It was early streaming internet radio back in the day. And the host, it was cast. It was attorney Steve Epstein and myself. And he's almost like my father on the show. And we used to fight and shit. And then we get along on certain things. And he would yell at the callers. It was fucking wild. And my friend Scott Madeline said one day, he's like, every organization needs a guy like Steve Epstein, or even a business where you show them that you got this fucking bulldog, crazy lawyer that will go all out and just is crazy and relentless and obnoxious, and he won't stop. He's a dog with a bone. But you don't want to use him for everything. You don't want to use him to negotiate the sales contract. You just want people to know you got this bulldog if you fucking need him, but don't make us use him. It's kind of like, it's like the military, they got a big stick, but they used, here's the peace, here's the peace stuff over here. We want to have peace, but if you get nasty, we got this big stick right here. That's what these guys need to learn a little bit more, I feel like. Instead, they're all going big stick all the time. And they're big sticking on shit that doesn't need to get big sticked. Like, when you're attacking Lisa, what the fuck are you doing? It's like throwing a nuclear bomb on an anthill. It's like, what? Yeah, soft power versus hard power. Knowing when to use it. Knowing what's important. I deal with this all the time. I try to, I have the same issue. I understand it because sometimes I overreact. Sometimes I get so fired up. It's like a double-edged sword. It can work for you a lot of times. But then other times you're like, shit, I shouldn't have been like that. I should have been a little more chill. I should have just, taken a few days to think about it and not react and not gone on the offensive and not attack somebody that really probably didn't deserve it at all. There's none of that going on. That's why I'm so frustrated. It's like, there's no sane minds out there that are saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't go that way. I tried to do it early on. I got a fucking attacked like crazy. And I was right. If some of these people just turned it down a little bit, they wouldn't be in the shit they're in right now. And again, none of this shit is my problem. That's what I always laugh at. It's like they're trying to bring me and make it me. This ain't my shit. I ain't going to court for this shit. I'm not getting sued over this shit. Sometimes you got to be a friend. If you really consider these people friends, sometimes you got to have that conversation with them and say, hey, what the fuck are you doing? I just don't feel like they're friends, so I can't have that conversation with them. Crazy by night, I agree with you. And I agree. I think Nan is pretty fucking awesome. I wish she was my mom. They go after her about Blaze. It's like, that fucking kid's living a great life because he's got Nan. Are you shitting me? She's going to encourage him in everything. Like, so many of us had parents that wouldn't encourage us on shit. You know, even the ones who are doing well, like even, you know, I know a lot of successful people and they're like, my parents are like, you need to be a doctor, you need to be an engineer, you need to be in business. And the person wanted to be an artist, you know, or they wanted to do humanitarian work. They wanted to do something else. They wanted to follow their passion. And the parents like, no, you need to do this. You need to act this way. You know, Nan's not going to be like that. Nan's going to be like, whatever this kid wants to do, I'm going to back it. Nan is awesome. I love Nan. And that's how she is like with us, like even us YouTubers and the audience. I don't get why people don't like Nan. I think it's about the money. I think they're jealous of her money and her success and that she's a woman. How dare she succeed and put it in people's faces? I think it's these little men. These little men, the ego can't handle it. How dare she be up here on our, you know, on this level up here? How dare she? Yeah, she's pretty damn successful. I agree. Everyone needs to be themselves and not be a nasty prick. If you're attacking Lisa Peralt, I don't know. I just think there's something wrong with you if you're attacking Lisa Peralt. I mean, they got all mad at me when I said Mazza Media needed to pick a side. I didn't say we're gonna scout. I didn't say any of the shit that I heard about Lisa. You know, I just said Mazza, you need to pick a side. Basically, that's basically what I said to Mazza. Right? They got so mad. How dare you do that to Mazza? Mazza can handle himself. I don't know if you noticed. He's a big dude. He's very healthy. He's got a good channel. He's got a good YouTube channel. They got so mad about that. But meanwhile, they're like going after someone who's got cancer, who doesn't have a YouTube channel. Yeah, I have an email, mjcboston1@yahoo.com. It's pinned. It's on. Look for our Twitter profile, Young Jerks, on Twitter. It's right there on the profile. You got mad about that? Number one, I don't even know if she knew it was the 16-year-old because it's very confusing. And number two, they're very vile. Those people are just looking for trouble. They are. Let's just be frank. You know, how much shit should one person have to take? Oh, they're only 16. Then get off Twitter and stop attacking adults all day, calling people names and, you know. This is interesting, Chloe, the Canton Killer, because they say let's find things that connect us and not divide us. I mean, that's mostly what we do over here. We cover topics, and what I find is most people aren't into that. That's the funny thing. I thought this was the justice movement. And then I realized a lot of the top YouTubers don't give two shits about justice. They don't cover it. It's funny, all of a sudden when something with Enrique happens, they post it like they care for a day. It's funny, like, because the last 6 months they shit on it. They shit on LTL. They shit on Sean. They shit on me, too, when we covered it. But now for a day, they pretend they care about it. That's what I see a lot. I see a lot of performative bullshit. And then we cover the serious shit, and nobody cares. Nobody is here. Nobody supports it. If we do the drama, you all come in. And the other shows, they stop covering any topics. They don't even cover shit. They just do drama all day. Let's play the JFK show. Let's talk about the people in the spaces. That's all they do. And it's no wonder, because that's where the audience goes. The audience loves the fucking drama. The audience loves drama more than justice. That's what's sad. And that's what I like about the space that we're cultivating over here, is that the people here are actually here for justice. They're actually following these news stories that we cover here. They're not here for all the drama. But 3/4 of the community, that's what they want. They want the drama. They want shit on Nan, shit on this one. Who we shitting on today? That's what it is. Who can we make fun of today? And that's because their own lives are miserable. Those are the facts. And some people are profiting off of it. And I call that bad money. I'd rather make good money. If I make less money and it's good money, that's fine by me. Yeah, and that's it. And doesn't even me, I sometimes view that sometimes gawk. But I'm done because you are when you're fueling that drama by watching that shit, you're fueling it. You're part of the problem. So we all need to kind of disengage from it. Like even me today, I just went off. I got so fired up because I like Lisa and I worry about Lisa. They do. They make fun of who they're jealous of. They really do. That's what a lot of this is. And that's the thing. I'm not jealous of anybody. I worked hard to get where I am. There's nothing for me to be jealous of, you know? Like I'm content with the life that I have right now. Considering what I used to be, 15 years ago, I was in a world of hurt economically, spiritually, mentally, everything. And now I've turned it all around. It was just pushing a rock up a hill every day, going, is this rock ever going to get over the hill? It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. I had my friend Michael Malta saying, Mike, it's going to happen. Just keep going. It's going to take a while. Just keep going. You one step forward, one day at a time. You're doing better. It's moving up, moving up. Fucking 10 years go by, and I'm like, fuck, is this ever going to happen? Holy shit, it just started happening 10 years. That's what happened. So I'm happy as fuck. I went through it 15 years ago. I had the what do you call it? The crisis of consciousness. I left a career. I lost whether I lost it, I left it. It's all the same thing. It was just, and I suffered for it. But it was the right thing to do, and I'm so glad I did it. And that's the way I live now. Like I never have a question if I'm going to do the right thing because I know if I do the right thing, it's going to be hard, but I'm going to get through it. I'm going to be happier later. And like good money is so much, it feels so much better than when you're getting shit money, when you get money for something that's not right. And I get it. Sometimes people have to survive. If you're in a survival move just to eat, sometimes you got to work for some corporations that suck. You have to do some shit you wouldn't want to do if you had the choice. You got to do it. But some people are making that choice to continue to do that when they don't really have to do that anymore. And that's what I don't get. And that's it. It's not going to last for them. Not going to last. The credibility thing will come into play. Relationships eventually do come into play. Probably the best thing you ever did, the Blind Spot show, right? Sometimes you got to sometimes you got to take the hit to do what's right for you. That's what I'm here for. I want to cover these stories. I want to cover it all. Yeah, it was a bad economy back then, wasn't it? It was a tough time. Christ, I was overqualified for every job. I couldn't even. I was pushing a lawnmower. I'm pushing a friggin' lawnmower. I went from a big time financial advisor, licensed job, all this shit, to pushing a lawnmower, and with a bad back. Now I'm self-employed. I love it. Look at it. Every time I get fired up, the numbers go up. You guys love the drama. I swear to God, the chat rats are here. The chat rats are watching. They're clipping. They're like, we got content tonight. If JFK's not on, we got Mike. We'll just play Mike's shit back. So fucking lazy. They are so lazy. That's the thing. That's why I stopped doing this shit, because I was like, if we just stop, they have no fucking content. We're gonna prove it. Like if we just go back to covering the real shit, what are they gonna do? See, that's the thing. Even this, let's keep the drama against the antis. They are the real enemy. T-Bone, I don't have any fucking enemies. You know, the people behind the Epstein shit, the Epstein class, that you could say those are my enemies. But even the antis aren't my fucking enemy. They're just misguided fools, most of them. You know what I mean? Like, Kevin is not my enemy. I actually kind of like Kevin when he's not calling me a useless grifter and all this other shit. He's not a bad guy. He's just fucking misguided. He's just a little fucking loopy. You know? And I like KP. I would never fucking. I don't like KP. But she's not my fucking enemy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm glad you admit that it was the wrong word. It's a mindset. I don't have any enemies. You know? That's the problem with this little community. Is you say it was the wrong word, but that's the word that people use. That's the way people actually think, T-Bone. It wasn't the wrong word because it's the word that people are using. It was the truth. You were revealing the truth, actually. You were repeating the truth. Is that a lot of people think, oh, they're not with us. They're the enemy. I don't have enemies. Jimmy's not my enemy. Turtle Boy's not my enemy. None of these people are my enemy. I may not like what they're fucking doing. I don't have enemies. KP's not my fucking enemy. I don't like a lot of the shit she did to me. I don't fuck with her. I don't talk to her. I'm not around KP. I'd never trust KP. Let's put it that way. But she's not my fucking enemy. I don't have any enemies. Except those people that fucking molested and hurt, did that shit to the kids. That's it. You guys got me going today. Sorry, Mary. I hope Mary doesn't run away now. See, I want Mary around. I like Mary. I do. People are asking me, why do you have Mary? She likes Jimmy. I said, I like Mary. I do. I do. And she's at a tough spot. She is, because people on both sides give her shit. You know what I want to do? I want to go back to Nancy Grace. Like I said, let's go back to what matters. Fuck this bullshit. I went off. Let's watch Nancy Mace, because
Are there any names
this
on
is
the
what's
list that you
important.
can reveal?
Well, Bill Gates is going to be on there. I've talked about him. Leon Black is another one who's been mentioned in the press. Again, when it comes to some of the female individuals, I want to make sure that I'm not revealing the names. We have vetted the list of females one time. I found more names yesterday, so we're going to do a second vetting of those names. The magician, whom everybody knows, is going to be on the list. Jeff Staley is another one who's going to be on the list. So some of these names you're going to recognize, but then there are others who worked in the houses, who clearly witnessed things that I.
See, I do like that better. What you're saying, challenger, adversary, but I didn't even go that far. I mean, it's much better than enemy, obviously. But I just look at it like they're human beings that have done some shit I don't agree with, that I don't like, that I think makes them shady, maybe. But they're humans, they can be redeemed. They can correct their actions. I see that a lot. This shit that I've done went way back that I am not proud of. When I got up in my feelings, right? When I got mad, I got angry. We're all humans. It's like I just want to see people get back to being sane. and own up to what they did, their actions. And that doesn't even have to be like a public apology or any of that shit. Just in their own mind. We all need some work. And I'm not sitting up here like I'm Jesus, I'm perfect, I'm this, I'm that. I'm not. I'm a shithead like everybody else. I think I'm just a little older. That's it.
I'm going to ask to come forward and answer questions.
And have you seen anybody in the, I guess what I'm getting at here with your list, are any of them, Republican allies of the president, or are they all,
There'll be a mix of
Not
Republicans and
allies.
Democrats.
but
I'm going to
are,
be equal opportunity about the names on. I'm not going to be.
Sure.
I'm not going to be filtering it for political affiliation.
Love it. That's awesome. She's not effing around. See that? Nancy Mace. Someone made just a great comment now. Here it is. Granny Debbie says, it's crazy. All the folks leaving high-powered jobs, etc., because they are coming up in the release files, including that guy from the Arab Emirates, the global, whatever that company is that he runs, the global ports or whatever, that huge Arab company. They made him resign. He's out. He's out. Unbelievable. These people are resigning left and right. They have to. They have to resign. No. That kid that gave me the black eyes in the 5th grade, he's not my enemy. I became friends with him. It's the funniest shit. Like, that's what I was saying, too, about when we were younger. You get in a fist fight with somebody and you really throw down, you become friend. There's a level of respect there, like the next day. You're just like, oh, that kid's not a wimp. He'll stand up for himself, even with 2 black eyes. Like, I kept getting up. The kid was like 3-4 years older than me or whatever. Freddie was his name. It was so bad that the teacher thought my parents were abusing me. And then my stepdad actually stopped Freddie and fucking almost beat him up. Like, it was my stepdad, a pretty chill guy. He fucking got like fired up that day about Freddie when he saw Freddie walking by later. Because I went to school with 2 black eyes. Yeah, no enemies. The only enemy is within. That's what I struggle with. The enemy within. The self-sabotage. That's the only real enemy. Don't ruin a good thing. Don't make the wrong rash mistake. And it's hard to do when you're doing these live streams because people are throwing comments at you. It's so easy to react out of character. So easy to get triggered, fired up. I do it all the time. Yes, we talked about this earlier. This is the big news of the day. Congrats to Karen Reed. It's almost over. It's not over. She's going to have a hearing next week about the phones. She wants the phones back now. If she gets the phones back, it looks like it really is over. Cosgrove still has 30 days to appeal to a higher court or even have asked the judge to reconsider. He also can come up with a new reason to try to indict her or try to go after those phones. So the fight isn't over. But today was probably the biggest win for Karen in quite some time, probably since she won the trial. Today was on the criminal side, at least. This is a big day for Karen. Very happy for Karen. And I have a feeling she probably sighed in relief today. She was probably like, whew. Big day for Karen. Big friggin' day for Karen. Happy Friday to Karen Reed. God bless Karen Reed. God bless Karen's got the fight. Karen's got the fight and the fight for the right things. You notice Karen doesn't get in the drama. People are trying to bring her name into the drama so much this year. She doesn't do the drama. She saves it for the fight, the real fight. Yeah, I'd say this is the biggest scandal since Watergate, Iran Contra, and I think it's even bigger than that. I really do. Yeah, I got to check out James and JFK. They were giggling. They were laughing when? Last night? I love when they laugh and giggle. It's funny. Oh shit, is it Friday the 13th? I didn't even know that. Holy shit, I probably wouldn't even gone live if I had known that. I'm a little superstitious. No wonder why it's no wonder why I'm getting all fired up today in the drama. No wonder why. It's Friday the 13th. That makes sense now. Thank you. He says, well, she actually did get into the drama one time, albeit. See, that's the thing, Wendy Lynn. I don't consider it drama when you just tell the truth. And especially when you tell the truth about some abusive shit that's going against you. And especially when you're telling your truth and setting your truth up against people who have huge platforms with hundreds of thousands of people following them and agreeing with them and hearing a one side narrative about you. I don't think it's drama to just say, hey, this is what really happened. I don't think that's drama. I think that's called setting the record straight. So I think you're misguided, Wendy. I don't think you're a bad person, but I think you're misguided on that comment. And I actually like that you're here. Yes, I'm glad that you enjoy them laughing and having fun. See, I knew you were a good person. I've seen you here. Yeah, Mitzi gets it. Mitzi gets it. Money man. Oh, Jay, bro. We were talking about you, Jay. You got a lot of chat. We got a lot of love in the chat. Yeah, it's funny, Jay. I was throwing out some shit that they say against you. How you freed Karen Reed. I was saying, Ray from Dallas freed Karen Reed. It's fun. The chat rat. Did they free the chat rats? Did they free Karen Reed? What have they done since Karen Reed's been free? All they've done is attack people and do drama and replay JFK show. You, on the other hand, have done great shit, like the Eddie O'Brien stuff. Yeah, we're flying over here. I love Jay. I love Jay Brill. Yes. Yeah, Karen Reeves is defending herself. It is good to see Jay Brill here. Jay Brill, I was just thinking too, I want to get that author. I want to get that author that you and JFK had on the show about Eddie O'Brien. And you all, and I want to do a show on it because you guys have really done good work on Eddie O'Brien. It's amazing what you've done. Margot Nash. I think that would be a good show for me to do. You guys have really broken that open. Bring Jay Brill on the video. $20 says he ain't wearing sleeves. I think we posted it in the chat. I'm trying to get out of here, but if Jay Brill wants to come up for a second, he's welcome. I would love to have him back on the show, even just for a minute. I think it's pinned to the chat. We already had Josie call in. She was phenomenal. Yeah, he did. He created the internet. Jay Brill made money Mike and make. I can't even say it. Jay Brill made me all the money. It's pinned in the chat. Do you see it pinned? You can just click right on it. Unless you want me to text it to you. I could figure out how to do that too, but it's pinned to the chat. I think that's the easiest way. You just want to jump on for a second. It's funny too, because if Sarah was here, she'd be laughing her ass off because this would be like the longest goodbye. Like an hour ago, 54 minutes ago, I said I was leaving. I said, "Oh, we're gonna wrap it up." 54 minutes. I got fired up. I've gone on diatribes. You guys, this is it though. This is good that we have this conversation in the chat tonight. And Mary's gone. I hope Mary's not mad at me. I like Mary. I do. I do. Oh, I hope Mary's not mad. Let me check my private chat. I want to make sure Mary's not mad. Oh, here he is. He's here. You got to turn on your mic, Jay. Bring him
Hold
up.
on.
What's up, bro?
What up, what up?
How you doing?
I'm good. Just taking a little ride real quick.
Wait. Are you just cruising around in the snow? What get errands? What?
Nah, I gotta run to the market real quick before.
Valentine's Day stuff?
Nah, that's
No,
tomorrow.
real. That's tomorrow. All right. So, we're just shooting the shit. Like, I should have been done like 54 minutes ago, but they got me all fired up. I started talking shit.
That's what they said. I heard you saying that. My bad. I was like, oh shit, Money Mike's on. Let me check him out.
A good show though. We're having fun.
There you go.
So, how are you doing? Like, you must be kind of laughing your ass off. All these people talking shit about you, but it's not like there's nothing they're really saying that's even shit. It's like them trying to, and it's like nothing. It's like when they were talking about my dirty pants. It's like that's the best you have. I
Bro, I
have
feel
dirty
like I'm
pants.
back in elementary school.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I
Like,
work. Do you work? Like that's
those
the thing. The
elementary
people.
kids did worse than what they're doing to me.
It's just
They
funny.
don't work.
It's just
They don't work. They sit there behind the computers all day. I already went on live while I was working and talking on live, so it don't matter to
someone
me.
said this is another reason why I think they get mad. Jay Brill. Wendy says Jay Brill is the hall pass of many fine ladies out there. Like you get a lot of love from the ladies, and I think some of these dudes get jealous. I really do.
Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game.
I never got that. Like the hate or like the jealousy thing. I don't get it. It's like focus on yourself. That's the big thing in life. If you're doing good, what do you need to worry about whoever else is doing what?
Right, exactly. Like, I don't bother them. You never heard me say a word about them until my name got brought up. I'm worried about the Eddie O'Brien and his Rule 30 that's going to be filed at the end of the summer, hopefully. You know, I'm worried about what's going on right now with some, other issues that we're dealing with. But those clowns and that friggin' Ratterall rat, they ain't doing shit to me.
It's just wild. What do you think, like the Eddie O'Brien stuff? Because I saw Ed was posting on his Facebook. I became Facebook friends with them recently. I like, you know how you see your suggested friends. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, add them, add them, add them. So I'm following Ed and his father, and I think pretty much the whole family, maybe even Margot Nash now. Like, and I saw that they've been posted about that. What is happening? How can people help?
Well, right now, just keep supporting them right now, We're trying to work on the GoFund thing because they returned all that. Someone reported it. So, we're working on a few things. I just talked to them today, actually. Mr. O'Brien just actually called. I had to give him the red button. I won't say the other word that I use, but the red one. So, it's going good. They're all happy. I talk to them all the time. It hasn't, not as much the last couple of weeks, but I still keep in touch with them. Like I said, I talked to his cousin today. Just keep supporting them. That's all we need. Get eyes out there. Show the support for the kid. It's a rough 30 years for his family too. They haven't been more happier in 30 years.
Definitely, I can imagine. All of a sudden they've got a lot of new people supporting them. And
Well,
probably
they
looks
don't
pretty
only
bleak.
have the support though, but now they have hope because that Rule 30 motion is either going to get them a new trial, get them time served, something like it's going to help him. It's going to help him in the long run. He just wants to be heard. That's what he wants. He wants to have a fair trial, And like I told the O'Briens when I first started this, I'm like, hey, if it's your son, if it's your Artie, if it's whoever, that's all we're looking for is the truth about who killed Janet Downing. And fortunately for the O'Briens, our facts and evidence turned us away from Eddie. You know, we kind of see other suspects that were never suspects. Allegedly, I'll say that. That's a big word that I don't really use that much, so I have to use it on here.
Like, yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah, definitely.
Like when he has these hearings, would it be at the SJC level? Would it be in Cambridge, Boston, Suffolk County? Like, where would these hearings take place? You know?
I think I can't answer that right now.
Okay.
I don't I'm not I don't like
Yeah, if
to
you don't
give
know, it's okay.
not facts. I know, but I don't know if
Maybe
I
not
can
supposed
share.
to talk about it. Yeah,
I don't
that's
know if
fine.
I can share that.
Okay. Deborah said justice for Janet Downing.
Absolutely. And I believe justice for Janet Downing will free Eddie O'Brien.
Deal. And I hope they do get some kind of fundraiser back up. Like we promoted it before. I'd like to promote it again, you know, whatever they decide to do. Maybe do a
Definitely.
party. Maybe do one of those JFK shows with some music and all that.
Yeah, maybe. Well, hopefully.
Yeah. I'd show up for it.
Well, there's going to be a book signing for Margot when she finishes her book. Probably she's adding on to her book. There's a few chapters she's adding, and one's going to be about us and all the evidence and facts and stuff that we brought out. And
Awesome.
she's hoping to have that around March, April.
Perfect. Well, I'd like to be there for that too. That would be awesome. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, definitely.
So anything else you're doing over there? Were you part of the show last night that raised money for Karen Reed?
I was.
How much did you guys raise? How did that go?
I think it was $25.50 we raised for her. Yeah,
Awesome.
we did. We went for like 6 hours about, and I guess, we had a little hiccup in the show, but we fixed it.
Phenomenal.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you want to share? Anything you're working on?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Now Karen Reed is going to have some more court hearings coming up, both on the civil end, but as well as this criminal. They just made a ruling today that they're not going to let Cosgrove get into her phones. As Judge Krupp said, nope, you're not getting the subpoena for her phones.
Yep.
But Cosgrove is still
not
holding on to him.
him, right?
What's that?
And he's not getting off the case, right? Cosgrove?
For Karen?
Yeah. No, on Turtle Boy.
Oh yeah, I think that came out today too. I believe. Yeah, I believe
That was
they said
yesterday,
that.
I think.
Yeah, they said that he could he could use somebody else for Lindsay if he needed to, and they have somebody. But I'm talking about Karen Reed. She was looking at criminal charges, felony
Yeah.
witness intimidation, and a murder trial, which could be a 10-year prison sentence. Over these phones, they've been trying to get into the phones. They're trying to force it, subpoena, and Judge Krupp
The
said,
judge
"No, you're
ordered
not
him.
getting."
No. He said, give him back.
Well, shit, no, not yet. That's the thing. Judge Krupp said no to searching the phones, but he hasn't said anything about returning the phones. So Cosgrove say, I'm holding on to these phones. We have 30 days to appeal. There's evidence. We're not going to return them unless the court orders us to return them. And Karen's attorney said, we're going to court next week to get those phones back. So she's going back into court next week, criminal court, to try to get those phones
I'm
back.
heard. But I thought, yeah, maybe that's what I heard, that they're going to be going back to court to get them. But I thought I heard something about getting the phones back. But that's still good. Like,
It is
he
good. It's a big
he can't
victory
mess
today.
with her.
Yeah.
Like, leave the woman alone, bro. You just took what, 3.5, 4 years of her life. Leave her alone.
Yeah.
Give her her stuff. Let her move on. Let her deal with her civil stuff peacefully. It's her turn to be on the offense.
Totally. Time for her to not have a criminal defense attorney. I mean, I'm
Exactly.
sure she likes this defense attorney. He's doing a good job for her, but geez, she's got to she's got to move on from having criminal defense attorneys in her life. Like, this is time to not have a criminal defense attorney on payroll anymore.
And she just needs to get back to living life. She's gonna have to learn all over again. It's like she did a prison sentence already. You know, you're gonna come out after all this time, and you're really not gonna know society. You're gonna have to readapt to all of that. But she's a strong woman. I got faith in her.
Definitely. That's what I'm saying. She's a fighter. She's
Yeah.
Dennis Sweeney says it's Thursday. So Thursday at Dedham's, what Dennis is saying is going to be that criminal hearing for Karen, which is it's going to be must-see TV. I can't wait to watch that. So Friday the 13th, do you have any final words or anything else you want to say? You want to wish all the ladies out there happy Valentine's Day? Anything like that? You're a heartthrob now.
Yeah. Well, I will wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day. I hope everyone stays safe. You know, just keep it real to yourself at the end of the day, you know? Just be you, keep it real, live life, be happy. Shit. I don't know.
Good, fine, good, wise words. Let me ask you one more question before I let you go. Kelsey Fitzsimmons is going to be coming up on trial in March in Salem Superior Court. I'm going to try to cover as much as possible. Are you also going to be showing up for that too?
I think I am. I just tried to lay a little low the last couple of days just because of all that's going on. I don't want to cause no heat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's not me. I'm not a drama person, but if drama comes to me, I deal with it. But that's besides the point.
So it sounds like if the heat dies down, you'll be there. But if there's drama, you might which is smart. I mean, that's what I sometimes do too. Sometimes you just gotta take a step back for a few days and just let the drama die down.
Right. Because I sometimes I have a temper. Don't get me wrong. And I don't want to do something because now I'm a part of a label or show. I don't want to do something personally to affect them. So now I have to think about I have them I have to protect. It's like I can't just go and beat up someone and then think I'm cool to go back on the show. You know, like that's just not the way it is. I have a respect for JFK. I have a respect for his show, and what I do reflects on him now. So I'm not doing that.
And the Eddie O'Brien thing too. I mean, that's the other thing. You don't want to let them down.
I'll never let them down. Those are we're at the hip for life now. You know, we built a pretty decent bond, me and the dad and the mom. You know, we talked a lot, and I just can't wait to see the day he gets to hug his son. You know, been all that time. He deserves it without the walls behind him.
So when you're in jail like that, you don't even get to touch them or hug them like a father to a son?
I'm pretty sure he does have contact visits, but it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's not
the
the
same
same.
being at home. There's no privacy, that's for sure. Yeah.
And it's like when you give someone a hug goodbye, that's because you want to. When you're in jail, it's like because you have to. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
You know, it's like it's just a big difference.
Yeah, there's no freedom.
Nope.
Being in a jail cell, being in that system. What jail is he in?
Gardner.
Is that what level is that? Like one of the worst? I'm not like a jail guy.
I think he's on minimum because he 30 years he got in trouble for a phone.
Yeah, he's been good.
You know, I think it's medium.
It's the other thing that kind of like immediately made me think that we should listen to what you all are saying. Is this guy hasn't usually like when the person's a killer, like even look at that young kid who killed the teacher in Danvers, they end up getting in trouble more. like in prison, even after the crimes, if they're still out. You just see the pattern. And this Eddie guy, he's never gotten in trouble except for this. Even when he was in prison, like
Right.
he's been like a
Right.
model citizen in jail.
He has been, and he does a lot for the inmates. He helped a lot of people get out of jail, you know, and I'm not going to get into details, but he helps a lot of people, bro. A lot of people, a lot of people respect that boy. A lot of people respect him. He's
I
he's
love it.
like he's like JFK's boy. Who is he? Jimmy? What is it? Jimmy T? He's like
Jimmy
a
T.
lawyer. He's in the jail law, whatever it is, the law library every single day, all day long. He spent 30 years in there. Went through
Helping
30
people.
boxes of evidence during COVID. You know, he's a smart boy.
You just
He's
brought up
very
Jimmy
smart.
T. I love Jimmy T on Twitter. I've heard him a couple times, maybe on Spaces. I loved him on there as well. But I saw he was getting a lot of like great comments. I think from the JFK show. What's been going on with him lately? Like he made an appearance recently that people love. Like what's the why are people going so crazy about him now? Like in a good way.
You have to watch that. I'm not going to
Really?
discuss it. Yeah, I'm not going to discuss it. You have to watch the show for yourself.
Which show? Which show? Because I will watch it. I want to. Like I'm into Jimmy T. I like him a lot. I think he's like something about him.
It was the 6 hour daytime show. It started during the day, and we ended at like 8 o'clock. It was started at
That
like
was the
11.
one on Tuesday. That was the one on Tuesday when I went to
Yeah,
court. I was watching you from Boston. I was
yeah.
watching by the Parker Omni House, watching you guys going. Is this the hotel that Clara stayed at? Should I go in and get lunch that day? Right?
No, when I posted the picture,
No, I was. There was a day when I went to court and I got there
okay,
because I always get there early. I was there 2 hours early. So I'm like, I'm in Suffolk, downtown Boston, and I'm like, I gotta get some coffee. So I started walking. The first place I walked by is the Omni Parker House. And I'm
really.
watching you guys, and I'm in the chat. I'm like, I'm walking by Omni Parker. Should I go get lunch and talk to the
Oh,
bartenders? I didn't
I
go
didn't even
in,
see
but
that. I would have told you to do it.
I know the chat was telling me to.
Go
I
talk
think
to
that was
Chris.
the day. Yeah, I watched some of that show, but I had to go to court, so I didn't,
Yeah,
only
yeah.
watched so much.
I'm pretty sure it's that show. Yeah, but I'm not going to speak
Tuesday.
on
I think it
it.
was Tuesday. Yeah.
If it's there, you can watch it, but I can't speak on that. That's up to him to say. He said it on live, but I'm not repeating that.
I love it. I love that you have that kind of respect for people. That's like,
Absolutely,
yeah.
we have to. It's some things are just meant for if they want you to hear it, or since he put it on live, you can hear it through them. I just don't feel comfortable talking about that.
No, that's true. That's what I mean, I'm gonna go listen, watch, and I think other people will probably do the same thing if they haven't watched it.
Yeah, it was a great show. A great
I
show.
heard. I heard people talking about it on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta check this out." Because
Yeah.
I'm a Jimmy T fan. Like when I hear him on the I don't know where you guys find like that's the funniest thing. Like when I watched JFK, like first he brought on Kevy Kev, and I was like, oh, I fucking love this guy. And then he found you, and I was like, holy fuck, where does he find all these guys? And then he freaking the woman there, what's her name again?
Jimmy.
Chimmy?
Yeah,
She's
she's
fucking amazing.
yeah.
She was a perfect person for that kind of difficult show with Alex. Like I just watched
Oh,
that and I was just like, she is really good. And then
she's really.
it's so funny because that show, like people got really mad and they like started attacking Kevin Kev for the prayer.
Hmm.
When he was doing that prayer, I was getting goosebumps. Like I was like, oh my God, I can feel this. This is like coming through. Like and these people have no, like
What
nothing.
really got me mad about people getting mad, like what got me mad about what people were saying about him and all the disrespect he got. He worked on that for 6 hours. He really put a lot of work into that poem or prayer, And for him to get that backlash that he got, you know, I believe in God and I believe in karma, and karma's a bitch, you know, but dude, respect the guy. He put all that work into it. That just shows you how ignorant these people are.
Thing, something that is like so kind of spiritual and like if they can't feel that, it's like they must be dead. Like
Right.
that's the way I looked at it. When I saw the criticism, I'm like, I watched it and I felt it. And when you come
Definitely.
back with the bullshit that you come back, it just shows that how dead inside you are.
Yep. Yep. It's the truth.
Like, you know, there's certain movies that everyone watches and cries. If you don't cry, you have no heart. You know what I mean? It's like there's something like you just aren't like the rest of us. That's kind of what it is. You're so detached from the human condition that you can't even
Right.
feel the most basic emotions that everybody else feels, you know?
That's the facts. Like,
Sad. Yeah,
I came,
I give you guys love. Go ahead.
I came from a lot, like, I was like that when I was young. I had no heart. I didn't care what people thought about me. You know, I ain't gonna get into it all, but losing people in your life, you know, maybe he hasn't lost someone he loved. Maybe he, you know, didn't have a best friend that had to go through something. You know, maybe he had no trauma in his life, I should say. Because once you do, it makes you think things differently. And that's why I say I wouldn't change my past. Like, I was a real good person, but I did bad things. You know, like not crazy things, just stupid things. I fought, you know, I was mean to people. And it's just like you learn with age, you know, with the heartaches you go through. And if you go through that heartache and you still don't learn, then you I don't know what you're made out of.
I
Because
know.
that's why you have a heart. That's why you have a brain. That's why you have everything you have. So you can do it yourself. You have emotions. You have feelings. You have a conscience. You know, like what they're doing to Alex. I want to do that to my worst enemy.
Wild.
That's just crazy. But that's all I'm gonna say about all that. I'm talking too much now.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel like the big thing is like what you said is they haven't lost anyone. Maybe they've never cared about anybody.
Right.
You know, maybe that's it. Like there's no because I agree with you 100% with what you're saying. Like I was man, I was not a great person in my younger years and I was very similar to what you're saying. But people touched me, you know, coaches and my best friend Michael that died like over 10 years ago. Like certain moments like that you realize, wow, this life is short. Like there's not a lot of people that you love and care for, and when they die or something tragic happens, you just it wakes you up. It wakes you up to what life is really about.
Yeah. Especially when you care about somebody.
And so when
You
you
know.
find people like it kind of opens you up too. You start realizing like how important it is to connect with those types of people. Like
Right.
I look at my friend Michael and I'm like, how many years did I waste not knowing like really who he was in my life? Like it took me a while to figure it out.
Right.
Do you know what I
It's
mean?
true. And the thing is, nowadays, people ain't built like they were back then. You'll never find friends like we had back then. And if you do, it's rare, and you better hold on to them because there's not many left. And that's
No.
why I respect JFK so much because when I first started talking to him, I've told him stuff that I don't tell anybody. You know, he didn't share my secrets with nobody. You know, that's a respect right there. And then he made me feel comfortable on his show, you know, and then he seen that I could be an asset to a show. So he made me an asset to his show and put trust into what I do. He don't know me like that. Like, trust me, now it's a whole different story. It's been like 5 months, but someone said on Twitter today pretty much that someone's trying to protect me from JFK. I don't need no protection. I'm my own protection. All right. I trust very few people. JFK, Kevy Kev, James Jackson gained my trust. The only way that I will not trust them is if something happens in between us that I can't. But not one social media person that I
Nobody on
don't
the
know.
outside is going to affect that.
No matter what they say, no matter what they try to do, no matter how hard, it ain't happening. So don't try.
It's so funny when they try to divide.
That's all they try to do is divide. Just look at the Karen Reed thing. That's not JFK. That's not you. That's not LTL. That's other people that I'm not going to name. And there's some that are not involved, but there's those few that just can't keep their mouth shut. And they say that we don't have content. I can go back to that last month of shows, and every single one is about JFK, James Jackson, Jay Brill, and Kevy Kev.
And
Every
sometimes
single
me,
one.
every once in a while, it might be about me too.
Yep, and you.
Yeah, I mean, but mostly it was JFK. Like it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
they
we'll do a
cooled down
show on
on you, though.
LTL this
They
week. We'll
cooled
do
down
one on
already.
Mike, and then we'll do everything else on JFK. It's just like it's unbelievable. And like they said, that's the funniest thing is like we actually do content and to help people. We do causes. I'm not that surprised on these losers that they do that because they're making money on it and they're lazy. They have no other content. What I'm more surprised of is how brain dead some of the audience is because it's like you might like fall for that trick for like a week, a month, just because you like the drama. But after like several months of it, it's just like, don't you see the difference between the real work? And I thought that's what people were here for. I thought they were here for justice, but
Let me
they're here
ask
for
your
the. It
chat.
turns out they're
Let,
really here
let,
for the drama.
let me ask your chat a question. I'm gonna use a JFK line. Who can give me that 4-letter word? Check your chat. I can't see it. I'm on my phone.
What's the 4-letter word? There's two different 4-letter words I think of, but the one I think of is it begins with a W. I don't know.
No.
What's the 4-letter word?
Ask your chat. Let me see. Let me see if I can see him. Come on,
You
chat.
guys
Help
know
us
what the
out here.
4-letter word is?
What,
That word. That's a
what's his
different word I
name?
was thinking.
Rose. Yeah.
Yeah, the
That
C word.
word.
I was thinking of the
That's
4-letter
what.
word. What I do, how I've always
Bro,
tried to get
that's
ahead and do fine is it's called work. You get to
right. But
work.
you,
You do the
you asked
work.
the question, why do they believe him?
Yeah,
And why can't they see it? That's
it's the
why
C
they're
word.
brainwashed by a cult leader.
Yeah, I like that. Is it a gang or a cult? It's basically the same thing. Gangs and cults are basically exact. There's really no difference. A gang is a cult. A cult is a gang. I mean, whether it's the Hells Angels or the Crips or Scientology, it's all the same shit. You know,
Yeah.
Whitey Bulger crew. It's the same shit. Like La Costa Nostra. There's different levels of
They
it.
don't
There's
have
differences,
power over
obviously, in the
people.
culture, but
They all have power over the people, and that's the problem. See, we push for truth, facts. We don't push for power.
right, that's the difference. None of us want to be the leader. That's the funniest thing. They try to push that on us. Like, you guys are trying to trade on access of Karen and trying to get ahead. You're trying to be the leader. It's like, really? You think so? You think anyone's going to get over on Karen at this point? You think Karen's going to fall for that shit again? Like,
I'm pretty
Karen
sure
is
only
not
one person speaks for Karen other than herself.
exactly. That's the thing. Like, not only are they underestimating all of us, they're underestimating Karen, which is
Right. That's
it,
not good. Look at the Commonwealth underestimated her too, and look what happened.
right. Because the funniest thing is anyone tries that shit with Karen, you're done. Like you're
Mm-hmm.
not you're fucking cut off. The
Mm-hmm.
fact that she still talks to us all shows that we don't play those games. You know what I mean? Like she's a fucking smart cookie. It's funny. They actually think someone's going to trade on Karen. That's like someone
I
trying
never
to trade
talked to
on
them.
me. You know,
I
when
never spoke
JFK,
to Karen, so
yeah, you never did, but your crew did. You know, and the thing is about like, there's something to be said for like the music biz, you know, the music scene, artistic, even comedy scenes. Like JFK and I have, JFK's an artist. I'm not, but I've been involved in the music scene, like booking bands and managing, booking shows and all that. My girlfriend was in rock radio for a lot of years. We see all the schemes, we see all the scams, we see all the try to get ahead access. It's like a Hollywood. Anyone that's in Hollywood, they get the way shit works and how shady it can be, and actually the hardest ones to pull a scam over, because after you've been around that shit for 10 or 20 years, you just know how it works. And you know, it's just funny that they think that that shit's gonna work on us, like that we're gonna, you know, and that we're gonna fall for this shit. It's not working. There's no way that's gonna work with a lot of us that have kind of seen how these scams work and how people try to get ahead, and it's just not working.
you see, like I'm gonna tell you, like I said a few times on the show, to all these creators that are saying all this stuff about all of us, put the camera. I mean, when you turn your camera on, make sure there's a mirror there. And when you start talking, make sure you know you're talking to yourself, because you're not talking to us, because that's not what we do.
I know. That's the funniest shit. People are asking me about what something TB said about me, about some text messages we exchanged. And I'm like, you guys want me to answer it, but I haven't listened to it. And unless someone clips it on Twitter and I see it, I'm not listening to it. I just don't listen to that shit anymore. I just, no use of it. There's like, what am I getting out of it? It's a drama show. There's no content.
Right.
Nothing's
Exactly.
happening except
Yeah.
rehashing petty bullshit. Like there's not, if I have time, I'm gonna go watch some JFK and feel uplifted and get educated and get informed. I might watch Calling All Beings. I might watch LTL. I listened to Sean McDonough. He had a phenomenal show about Enrique, you know, but I don't have enough time to watch all the shit that I actually want to watch that uplifts me. Why would I watch the drama shit? That's what
Right.
kills me about the audience. It's like they should be watching the good content because it's out there.
It is out there. And there's a bunch of you that do it. You know, there's a few. There's a few that I don't really watch that could be all right, but for the ones that I even do give my time to, very minimum.
Hmm. Yeah, it's hard
I,
to keep up. Even the
they
stuff
will.
you want to watch.
There, I don't even really waste my time. If I hear my name, I'll go listen. But I got better things to do in my life. I work all
Exactly.
day. I don't have time to be sitting on the phone all day and checking X. Like I'll scroll through X or whatever and just. But watching them, hearing what all that stupid stuff they say, it ain't worth it. You
Yeah,
know?
no, I don't listen to it at all. Like you said, I'm working. What did I
Yeah.
do today? First thing I did is I woke up and I walked a customer's dog. She's 99 years old. I walk her dog every morning, first thing in the morning. Um, then I went and dropped off some medical test shit that I had to get done at UPS, and then I ran back here and I did some research for the Grace Curley show. I
Mm-hmm.
sent off a message to Grace Curley to set that up. Then I went out and did 2 more walks, dog walks for customers. And then I ran back to my house to do the interview on the radio for Grace Curley. I mean, this is how, and then I do a show. Like, I didn't got time for that shit. Like, I'm working 24/7 and I'm making the
Working
fucking
too.
money and I'm doing work that's good work that I feel good about. And like that's the funniest shit. They come at me for dirty pants.
Yeah,
You
like
should have dirty pants. Like I see my friend Dave Tree, he's got paint on his fucking clothes. He's a fucking hardcore music legend. He's
yeah,
fucking pretty much famous in Boston for his band Tree. And if he doesn't have fucking shit on his clothes, I'm like, Dave, are you on vacation this week? You're always working. Like, what's going on? Like, are you, cause he works. He's always
right.
fucking hustling and working. And so when I have dirt on my pants or shit, that makes me feel good. Like these
Yeah,
other people, I'm like,
definitely.
your fucking shit's too clean. You're too fucking clean. What are you doing? Sitting on the fucking YouTube all day? Get to fucking work.
Yeah. It's like That's why they're so miserable with themselves, bro. Because if I don't work, if I don't work for a week, like I go crazy. I need to work. I need to stay occupied. I need to keep doing something. I need to keep going. I can't lose my figure either. So
I'm right with you 100%. That's what keeps me going too. That's why I work so hard. That's why my girlfriend's like, why don't you take a day off? You don't have to work every day. You don't have to work every moment. Slow down. And I'm like, honey, do you remember when I couldn't work? Like when I was looking for work, I was overqualified. I lost that career. No one would hire me. How miserable I was. I'm making up for lost time. I want to work as
yes,
much as possible while I can because you don't know. You never know if tomorrow's the day you're gonna fucking get in a car accident and you can't, you know what I mean? Like, so that's why I'm like, fucking today's the day. Get this shit done. Let's work, 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 work. Make that
work.
money.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree. I'd be miserable. And maybe that's why there's so much misery out there.
Too much
They
time on
need
their hands.
goals. They need goals.
Yeah, goals in different area codes.
That's right.
All right, Money
I
Mike.
love
I'm
it.
gonna jump off this.
Yeah. I'd be here all night with you. I love it, Jay Brill. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you want, just hit me up. We'll do something. And I'll talk to
Definitely.
Margot. I'll see what's up with Margot and see if she wants to do something. But
That would be a
she's
great
really
show.
busy right now. Like right now, probably ain't the best time because she's in the process of writing. But you know,
Maybe in the spring when that book comes out, like right
yeah,
before, like a week before,
we'll
promote
see
the
what's
fuck
up.
out of it. Yeah,
We'll make something happen, Captain.
definitely.
All right, brother.
Loving it.
You
Love
guys
you.
be
Thank you,
safe.
Jay Brill.
Chat, take it easy.
Have a good night.
You too, brother.
Famous Jay Brill, man. That was so good. I love it. I love it. We didn't even plan anything tonight. I had the two best guests. I had friggin' Josie call in and then Jay Brill. And now I have to check on the only thing I have to check on is Mary. She sent me a private message. I hope she's not mad at me. Oh man. All right. She says I was being sarcastic. I would never tell you how to run your channel. I've been disrespectful to you or been disrespectful to you. And we're good. It sounds like Jimmy was there for her too in a tough time, and I totally understand that. And she was joking. Maybe I got too fired up about it. I did. It's hard. Sometimes you don't know what the comments mean coming in. But you know what? She just kind of explained to me why Jimmy means a lot to her, and I get that. I can totally get reading her message, and I think that might explain a lot for people and myself at least. So, like I said, I like Mary. I do. I like her as a supporter. Let's just stop. Who cares if she likes Jimmy? It's not my business. I just don't want to be pressured into not saying shit about my friend who's getting attacked by the dude. All right. We're enough about that. As long as Mary's not leaving me. Don't leave me, Mary. Stick with me. We like you. We like Mary. Let's hear it from Mary Malaki right now in the chat. If you like Mary, give us the peace sign. And you can also send some love for Jay Brill. And if you want to support Lisa, give Lisa some love. And also Nan Gallagher and definitely Josie. Those are the ones. You can pick any of them. You don't have to like any of them. Or you might what am I saying? I'm losing my thread a lot. You might not like all of them, but just let us know which ones you do like. Because it's better to talk about who you like and love versus who you don't like. Let's put it that way. I like all those people. I like Nan. I like Jay Brill. I like Josie, who called in tonight. I like Sean McDonough. See, we don't want to hear the nopes. We want to hear the yeses, DB. You failed already. You're not listening to instructions. We don't want to hear who you don't like. We want to know who you like. So if you don't like one person, tell us who you actually do like. That's what it's about. And I like Mary. Like, this is what it is. Mary is great. So is Josie. Thank you. That's what I'm looking for. Love Nan. Mike, we love Mike. I like that one. That's all I want to know is who do you love? Who do you like? Jay Brill. I love Jay Brill. Lisa. Somebody said I like them all. I love that. That's crazy by night. Mary's getting some love from DB. Like all the women. Oh, love Kevy Cav, Deborah. I love Kevy Cav. I love Kevy Cav's prayer too. Kevy Cav he's a heart. He's got a lot of heart. He does. And you know, Kevy Cav, when I first met him, he's like KOP. He knew KOP, my buddy Michael that I talk about. He knows. When I see a lot of times we're talking to Kevy Cav, he brings up my friend Michael because he knows. He knows him. He knew him. Makes sense. They're kind of the similar. Both of them had a lot of heart. Barry says I don't know anyone but love Nan. James Jackson getting some love. Love James Jackson. I love everybody. Kev is all heart. That's what I want to see. Who do you love? Who do you like? No, let's not talk about who we don't like. Who do we love? Yeah, who do we love? George from Harvard Thorogood. Exactly. Kev. Oh, I like Kev. DB likes Kev. Love Mike Crawford. Thank you, Deborah Jean. I appreciate that. We got a lot of peace signs up too, I think, for Mary. Mike, LTL, Karen Reed. I like that. Bury me with a book. I appreciate that. You love Money Mike and Mike. Oh, I love it. Got a lot of ones in the chat. Oh, Babs is here. Babs, thank you for having me up last night. That was fun. I just unloaded last night. I feel like I'm back, Babs. I needed a break. I took a break. Sometimes we all need a break. Sometimes you just need a. That's what I liked about Jay tonight, talking about sometimes he needs to take a step back and he knows when. He doesn't want to draw too much drama. Sometimes you just got to step back. Sometimes silence and solitude, that's the best thing. You know, to be alone with your feelings, not to let other people. That's how you figure out where you really stand and what you really want to focus on and what you want to do. Every time I was in crisis, I used to go walk the beach. Usually like early in the morning, like 6 a.m. or even in my neighborhood. You go for a walk at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. just so that you're alone. You just have that kind of silence. The only thing you hear are the birds, you know? Maybe you come across a deer running by, coyotes. Solitude's important. Alessi and Eddie and Jackson and Eliza, that's something to believe in. Yeah, LTL's been killing it. I'm so happy for LTL. I got to say, I got worried about LTL because a lot of the shit was hitting him hard. And he gotten fucking lumped for months and months and months. And all of a sudden, dude, he's just like, I'm going back. I'm going right back into it. I got something I'm working on. Boom, blew up. I just fucking love it. I love for LTL. I like all the YouTubers that don't put him down, don't put down YouTubers and start rumors. Good point. I've been trying to avoid talking about other YouTubers. I did mention some of them today. I've been trying to stay away from it, but sometimes you just got to say, hey, you know what? Enough is enough. Oh, Mr. and Mrs. Reed. I love them. They are the nicest people. Bill Reed, his wife. Bill and Janet Reed, Janet and Bill Reed. Great people. Wicked nice. I love the mods in the chat and in JFK's chat. I love our mods. Yeah, we have good mods. JFK's getting a lot of love too. Oh, you loved hearing me on Bab's space. That's the funniest thing last night. You know, I wasn't expecting that. Is when I was on that space last night, it really kind of blew up my Twitter. Like all of a sudden I was getting tons of messages, tons of comments. People were showing me a lot of love last night on that space. I wasn't quite expecting that. You know, it felt like a big show on the Young Jerks, like back in the day when we have like that's what it felt like. It was like, wow, this is moving the needle for me. Like I just did it because it was fun. I felt like I just wanted to be around my people. Like I listened to them a lot sometimes, even in silence. And I just felt like tonight's the night. I'm going up. I'm ready. And it moved the needle. I wasn't really expecting that. It was kind of interesting. Like sometimes when I go on the Grace Curley show, that happens. It's funny because like at first when I was going to the Grace Curley show for like the first month or two, I wasn't noticing any kind of response, honestly. And I was like, maybe not, maybe they don't like me. Maybe I'm just too conservative or I'm too new or I'm not good at this radio thing. And then all of a sudden there was 1 week when I went on and all of a sudden I'm getting hit up by everybody. I was like, holy shit, I guess they like me now. Like the audience. It's funny how they kind of have to warm up to you. Oh, I was the last voice you heard. Oh, GS Nanny. I hope it didn't give you any nightmares. I hope you had pleasant dreams. Yeah, space is like a big old Zoom call. Yeah, it is, but you don't get to see anyone. It's like a big audio. It's like a big audio call. It's almost like remember when they used to do those like I don't know what they used to call them. You call like the 900. I don't even know. They used to have these like they weren't like dating lines, but they were like chat lines where you'd have a bunch of people talking on the phone at once. I vaguely remember that in the 80s. That's kind of like what it is. It's like everyone has like a group conversation, but there's moderators and you kind of see the avatars so you know who's speaking. That's what's cool about it. But last night it was kind of lagging. So I couldn't actually know sometimes I didn't know whose voice was behind what account, but I like the spaces. They're fun. And it really depends who's on there. That's the real thing about spaces. Your space is as good as your audience and who's willing to talk. And Babs and them run good spaces. I had fun last night. It was a good audience. I enjoyed it. And I even didn't agree with everyone. There was a few little things about Turtle Boy where I was kind of defending Turtle Boy a little bit. And they were all cool. Like they got what I was saying. And I was just trying to be fair. So I enjoyed last night. That was fun. 25 cents per set. Yeah, you know what's so funny is this kid I used to work with, he ended up like in bankruptcy from those. He I don't know if it was like phone sex or dating lines, but he was calling those 900 numbers. He was like addicted to it and he like rang up a debt of like $30,000 back in the like 1990s and it was like dude bankrupted himself. It's like, dude, stop calling the friggin' I think his parents eventually like took the phone away from him. I think this was before cell phones. Like they literally took the phone out of the house. They were like, "We're disconnecting our number. You can't. You've cost us too much money." Pretty funny. All right, I really am gonna get out of here now. It's time to go. I've worn out my welcome. I've yelled. I've loved. I've had great guests. We had some laughs earlier. I want to thank Rose. I want to thank Mary Malaki. I want to thank Josie. I want to thank Jay Brill. And I thank all of our mods here as well. And I want to thank everyone who's been watching tonight and commenting especially. And again, your last chance, tell us who you love in the chat. And if you haven't, please subscribe, follow, like, share, do all that stuff. Make sure when you subscribe, especially on YouTube, hit that button that says all notifications. You want all notifications. There's a difference when you subscribe. You can select all notifications. Some people say they're subscribed, they don't get all the notifications. You got to make sure you select all notifications. And sometimes apparently YouTube changes it for you randomly. You had a chance to invest it. I would never invest in a 900 number because I'd feel bad. I'd feel like you're ripping people off, like those psychic hotlines and all that shit. It's like you're basically ripping off poor people. So don't get upset about it making changes. Feel good about it that you didn't cough up the 1,500 because number one, you probably would have lost it. Number two, you wouldn't probably felt good if you made money on it because you would have been like, I'm taking advantage of people. That's a big thing. Good money is harder, but it's so much more pleasurable when you feel good about what you're actually doing. And it's not like negative energy. It's not making money off of somebody. It's making money off of positivity, helping, supporting. Oh, thank you, Shannon. I enjoy having you here too. I'm going to take off. I'll see you all soon. I'll be checking out, see if there's any news later. If there's any news, I could pop up again tonight if there's any Guthrie news. But I think I'm done. I think I'm going to go eat my steaks now. It's almost 9 o'clock. I said I was going to eat steaks. It's too late. Fucking A. You guys kept me here. This is a long show. 3 hours and 48 minutes. It's time to go. I'll see you probably tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone. I love you. Peace. Bye.